Ba-da-ba-da-bum-bum.
No, you have a new song now.
Dun-dun. Awkward's doing a ball on rank to GM. Oh, wait, do you know what would be savage? Do you know what would be savage, Matt? You know what would be really funny? Is if I go... I have an idea. Hey, Koala. I need to find a good quality meme here. Crap. You know what, chat? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be so petty for this this announcement for me reviewing this, and I'm gonna find this Spilo announcement. Do you guys remember the Spitfire announcement when they failed to make a post about it, and then they got embarrassed just for the memes? I think we got to do it, y'all. Where is it? It's the funeral one. Where is it? Getting close, I think. Okay. I'm charging up my phone as well because my second monitor phone is dead. Don't worry about the second monitor thing.
Please show them your cup.
I know what I'm doing for the Twitter announcement.
Oh gosh, I forgot about this.
Oh my gosh.
Spillo's peasant.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Carbon.
Please pull back up.
He's dead. He's dead.
Spilo's dead.
Emoji. Wait, chat. I'm sorry. I know I started, but you gotta hang tight with me. Hang on. Skull PNG. Okay, so yeah, my second monitor, aka my phone, is still charging. I'm gonna get everything situated with my actual second monitor setup soonish. What? What's going on? Why is the spacing so weird there? Hey, Beth, is there anything on the counter? Am I jump? Okay. Okay, never mind. All right, that'll do. All right, chat, hang tight, hang tight. Hold on to your buttocks. Check check this out. Hey, meatballs. Do y'all remember this? Do y'all remember when they posted my obituary? Nothing will ever top this. Oh my gosh, that was the greatest. That was wild. Your buttocks is firmly being hung onto. Good, good. Did you see Shotgun was reverse sweeping the Atlanta? I haven't seen it, no. I heard about it. I'll have to go back and check it, I'm sure. What's up, Puzzle? That is just, that was one of the all times. Sorry you're late. That's all right. We'll get started in a second and get everything pulled up here. Analysis time? Yeah, this should be a good one too.
Completely redundant look at me message.
Hey, Varashi! As if we needed any more encouragement to look at you. Your hideous visage does that job for us most of the time. Hello, Ish T-Rex. You're early. Good evening. Yes, I am early. Narmaki gave you a meme as a farewell gift. Yeah, true. Dude, that was the funniest thing, bro. That was the funniest thing. That was actually totally wild. So those of you that don't know the backstory, the backstory is that essentially I was remote coaching for Spitfire. They go budget mode, cut a couple of players. At the end of the season, a couple of players I know were taking budget cuts as well because they needed to sign double flex support. And then the C9 goes, well, we don't really want to make a goodbye announcement for a coach or a thank you announcement for a coach. So that's just it. So I post, I'm like, yo, they chose to not make an announcement for me, which I think is just a low blow. You know what I'm saying? You can at least post text, you know? So then they got lambasted for it, and then they posted that afterwards. And true story, Jack from Cloud9 messaged me personally messaged me. You know, and I told him, you know, hey, you know, it's fine, I get it, but you know, come on. It's just disrespectful, you know. Like I don't care. It's just disrespectful. So that was what London posted, minus the skull, which was inserted later. Your stream notification is probably not working, by the way. What do you mean? My internet's being weird, actually. Now I'm panicking out. What's going on? My internet's actually being weird. Give me a second, y'all. Weird. Ah, yeah, see, something's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, see, back, I'm getting, I should be able to free this up. Hang on. Stream issues should be sorted in just a sec. Give me a second, y'all. I'm noticing, see, how are we doing internet-wise? Yeah, we're back. No, what happened is the initial issue, okay, it's gonna bug out again. Hold tight. I'm gonna have to manually stop this. There we go. That should fix it. Yeah, that's it. We're good. Dude, I freaking hate my cloud backup service. It is so bad. I think we're good. I'm gonna let it go for like another minute or two. Hey, Lightwaves, are you being rude? So, we're looking at London today. Why is this not charging? There you go. We're looking at London today. First time of the season. First time of the season. That's a lot of Windows noises. Yeah, it's the stupid phone that I'm using right now. I've plugged up. So first time of the season, looking at London should be fun. I've avoided looking at London this whole season, but just out of respect for the guys, the player of the guys. Talked with Chris just yesterday, and he was saying that I should review it. He's like, "Oh, you should review it. You're gonna lose your mind." He's like, "I said we totally trolled, we totally threw." I did not watch the match. I watched a few select fights out of the match, which you guys can probably guess if you guys saw the game, what fights that I watched from the match. And I figured it would be kind of funny to go back and see. Now, my main concern with reviewing London is I didn't want to flame guys, and I also didn't want to expose any of the strategies, you know. Not that, you know, all teams are going to be watching my stream or anything, but, you know, hey, better safe than sorry. Now, that being said, I talked with Chris, and he's like, you should totally review it. What did he say? He was like, you should totally review it. You'll lose your mind. Just the biggest throw in Spitfire history. And basically says, everybody we've scrimmed has already seen it, so you're good. So basically, anything that I analyze from the match isn't really going to affect the results for their plans. So it's not really that big of a deal. Now, here's the thing. If I'm going to review London, we're not going to pull any punches here. So, you know, I think we're doing it for the memes. Let's just be very clear about that. These guys are phenomenal players, hands down. And I've got nothing but respect for these guys. And obviously, they've pulled it off really well. They've qualified for play-ins. They should have beaten the Houston Outlaws, and that alone is compliment enough, right? So I've got nothing but love for these guys, but we're going to go full out, and we're going to have some fun with it. Change the title to Huge Drama. Yeah. So no pulling punches. We're going to call it like it is. Backbone, Hottie, Landon, Sparker, Admiral. Guys are phenomenal players. All of them, love them to death. But if we're gonna review, we're going to have some fun with it. So we're going to have some fun with it. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to explain what London was running, why London was running, what London was running, and as to some guesses as to some of the biggest chokes in Overwatch League history happened. We'll talk about it. Any questions before we get started? What are your thoughts on the Shanghai Fiverr editors? What do you mean? What do you mean Fiverr editors? Wait, I'm going to try. Wait. Oh, okay, I see a few here. Well, I see Albert's posted some things here. All right, let's check this out. We got a few seconds before we have to start. Let's check this out. Iris is great. Iris is, at least, I don't know how good he is nowadays, but Iris was top 5 flex support. Definitely top 5 flex support in the world, I think. Maybe last year or year before. I don't know how good he is now, but... What? No, what are you? No, what? What did I just watch? What is going on? Dude, they get replay viewer access, and this is what you do with it? You get replay viewer access, and this is what you do with it? Come on, man. Come on. You don't even, there's nothing even... And the music is, dude, I feel like Iris is trying to romance me, man. The lights are low. He's got a glass of red wine. I'm in a cocktail dress. I'm feeling really uncomfortable right now. This is not good. Wrong vibes. This is supposed to be hype. No. What is going on? Yeah, hey, Epic. What is going on? Okay. Gangnam Gym. Surely this one will be better. All right, this one has a little bit of tempo here. Oh no, that's just the intro song. Dude, they downloaded free overlays, Sony Vegas 2008. They just did it. What is that? What is that? What's the glowy thing? What's happening? Nah! What did it cut? What is he doing? He's just pressing abilities. He's still pressing abilities. He doesn't even get what? They didn't even see if he got the kill. What is going on? Dude. We don't even see. Oh, he hits a shot. Oh, this is so bad, dude. This is so bad. This song, what is this? Oh, it's like the worst remix possible. Dude, this is bad. Dude, this is so bad. Who did this? They don't even play Overwatch. Okay, I saw another one was posted. Surely, guys. All right, I'm ready. Oh, come on. Epic free rap beat. There's no way, guys. Guys, watch. Zah! Misses 2 right clicks, zap. Oh my gosh, guys. These have to be AI generated. This is literally like lowlights. This is what, dude, like literally, guys, like, okay, I'm trying to honestly think this through. This has to be like somebody who doesn't play Overwatch, right? Literally, it has to be an editor that doesn't play, like literally a Fiverr editor, or if even that. This is awful. This is actually agony. Ugh. I just wish I could go back to the days when I didn't know that existed so I could watch it again for the first time. Ah, man. Jeez, dude. That is, you guys are mentioning it. That's worse than I could have ever even prayed for. I didn't even, that was like out of my radar bad. I never, you couldn't even, like you can't make that up. Like I thought it was gonna be like, bad. No, that was really bad. Like it honestly feels like somebody was doing it purposely bad. And the random mixture of replay viewer and also owl YouTube stream and like 480 quality. Okay, so let's talk about this match. again, really quick TLDR. We're going full throttle, boys. These players are great. They've made play-ons, so everything's fair game. I haven't reviewed them all season out of respect for these guys. I care a lot about these players. They're good guys. They get good coaching staff and good coaches, good everything. But we're going to go full out. Chris says we should go for it. We should go for it. We're going to go full out. Let's talk a little bit about, I haven't seen the match. I know the result. I know the map results, and I've watched a few fights of some epic trolls, which I think I'll be able to provide a little bit more insight into. But I think, for the most part, I'm kind of going to this match kind of naked, not really having a lot of an idea of what's going on here. What changed that you're reviewing London now? Well, I avoided reviewing London the whole season. Chris said I should review this match. And also, there's not going to be any harm from reviewing this match because everybody that they're going to be playing for in play-ins has already not only seen them, but has also scrimmaged them. So there'll be no additional benefit from it. Okay, so no harm, no foul. Again, these guys are great. They'll do fine. My review is not going to harm anybody, but we're going to have some fun with it. All right, so here's the deal. Bastion. The return of Bastion. Iliari has discouraged Dive. Dive is now a lot harder to play because of Iliari, so everybody has to kind of make adjustments around it. Now, it's not just been Iliari. Lucio received a small buff. Bastion received a significant buff, which makes him a lot more powerful versus everything. So London was already finding success running into Dive now, and now they have even more reason to run into Dive now. So it's not really that complicated of why they're running Line Brawl here. I did. It's peaking more, but the quality is better when it's not peaking. So maybe there's something that we'll look into in the future. So basically the TLDR of the Bastion composition is that Bastion is now tankier with the armor heal. The grenade is really, really strong. And that's essentially why Bastion's being played as much right now. Even over other poke DPS, because you could still see Cassidy functioning in this. He's got 225 HP right now, but there's no reason to run anything right now when you could just play Bastion. So Bastion. Orisa is being played on the counter comp. Now, I'm going to ego just a little bit here, because I predicted exactly what Houston was going to play almost to a T. I did not predict as much Orisa as they played, but at least some of their compositions I predicted exactly. The Doomfist Genji on a Kiriko is exactly what I expected them to play and exactly what they did play on a lot of the maps. The reasoning behind this is because if we ignore the Orisa for right now, this is essentially a spam/dive hybrid where you can have Violet go on an angle with a DPS or just by himself and just totally annihilate people from the backline. If you can't play Tracer Sombra, you need some sort of flank pressure, and that's where the Kiriko plus Genji go comes into play. Much more consistent value. Pelican is obviously phenomenal at Genji, and having a perma pocket from your Kiriko makes things like Genji a lot more attractive. Now, the reason why you run Orisa, because Orisa is a little bit stronger. Orisa does very well versus Bastion, which everybody and their mother knew that London was running Bastion. It's the worst kept secret in Overwatch League at this point in time from scrims. And then also the Bastion is just because Bastion is strong himself as well. And it's something that an Ana can easily pocket along with the Orisa at the same time. Now, we could see other heroes being played here. Sunshine Bread, thank you for the raid, mate.
This is a trash can.
We're about to do I'm reviewing my old team. So, So anyway, cheers, Sunshine. I'm glad to hear it. So, I would say either composition can work here. I don't really think I have a clear idea of which one should win here. Now, I have not reviewed a lot of Bastion overall, so this is going to be a lot of new things for me. I'm going to take some guesses and stuff, but it's going to be a lot of learning experience for me. Now, one of the key things with Bastion is how are you going to play around Orisa? Because Orisa's survivability can make it really hard for you to get a lot of value. Because if you look at the enemy composition, you don't just melt the enemy tank, because Orisa will fortify, or Orisa will spin, or she'll even javelin your form, and she has a lot of ways of dealing with the Bastion. Now, we're going to talk about some of the tools that London came up with later, but one of the things that they can do right off the bat is force cooldowns. If you use your amp speed plus Bastion form, and you force fortify plus javelin spin, maybe you force defensive nade, or force deflect and dash, or force the enemy Bastion to match your turret form, that's fine. If you don't get kills out of your turret form, it's not the end of the world as long as you force a lot of cooldowns. The danger is if you were to use amp speed plus turret form and not only force like spin and nothing else. And then they have all of these tools to then bounce back and hit you in the mouth with. So it's really, 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 really scary. Now, how it's going to be played from London, I imagine they're going to brute force up top. I imagine they're going to be able to choke out Houston at this choke right here. And then I imagine what we're going to see is either Violet and Pelican wrap around this way, or Violet and Pelican wrap around this way and start to apply flank pressure, synced with some sort of frontline pressure from Fearless, Shu, and Happy. We don't have a teleporter, so I don't think we're going to see anything crazy on the backline. It's going to be mostly about winning those frontline trades, and we'll see what happens from there. I have the game audio. Guys, can you hear? I want to have the casters be just barely audible. Yeah, so they're going to match them toe-to-toe. The Mei wall, this is huge. Like, this is huge. This is really, 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 really bad from Houston. Because, guys, look at the battlefield right now. Are they going to kill the Bastion immediately right now? Maybe, maybe not. But you can already see, based off of this wall, what cooldowns are we going to force right here, right? You know it's going to be Suzu. Probably anti-nade, maybe a sleep dart as well to try and stop the push. So it's 1, 2, 3. Fortify, maybe even javelin spin or both. Honestly, maybe turret form. Like, we're talking about one wall here is going to get the Noah's Ark of cooldowns. And so I actually think this is a mistake from Houston. Houston's, from Happy specifically. Happy cannot get walled. Like, he just can't. He cannot get walled. He has to play behind wall. He has to play split from the rest of this. Is way too much value from one wall. Okay. So that's going to be turret form. They actually fortify in front. I'm actually surprised to see Sparker doesn't commit the turret form until very late. And that's a bit of a mistake from Sparker. Because as soon as he sees this wall here, there's a javelin spin. He needs to immediately be in turret form, because if he gets into turret form right now and they focus down Happy, they're good to go. Now, why is that so important to hit that timing right? Well, look at this very carefully. Look at what happens. Happy's in turret form. Then Sparker's in turret form. But the problem is now Hadi's shield is almost broken, so they can't actually focus down this front line anymore. If Sparker had gone into turret form immediately off of the wall, or like a half a second later, then we would have seen a Suzu nade. We would have seen more cooldowns, if not Happy's death. One or the other would have happened. Cheers, Necros. I appreciate it. So, a bit of a mistiming there from Sparker. It's obviously something you have to, like, in the moment see. But regardless, there is nade used. They do get all the space out, which is what they wanted. And we're going to start to see Violet and Pelican start to rotate on that. Violet is already stuck because it looks like Shu's kind of inting positionally. So he's having to pocket the Ana instead of go for the angle, which is kind of bad. That wall misses. That's really unfortunate. They do use turret form trade, though. So London, a couple of missed opportunities there. But Violet's not really putting out a lot of pressure on the angle because Shu's kind of inted positioning. So it means that London's not under a lot of pressure either. Pelican on the angle. Can they get rid of him? They're trying, but he's taking a lot of damage in the meantime. And this is the thing with Genji, right? Like, people talk about, like, why is Genji being played? Well, because Genji is a little bit more flexible in these short ranges, right? Like, a Tracer could harass his composition, but obviously, like, it's too much of a problem if all they need to do is swap to Iliari. In a team like London, even if they don't swap to Iliari, the Genji is still good enough to function on the off angle, especially when you're shooting tanks. Like, look at this. Like, look at how much value that just there. There's Lamp, and that's just from a Genji angle. They're going to wall almost for defensive purposes than for anything else. That will force javelin spin. There's turret form. And London's not really winning this cooldown trade too heavily. That's ice block used as well. The nade or sleep doesn't quite hit. So this is pretty neutral back and forth, which is honestly kind of a bummer for London, considering that, okay, there you go. They actually built up a BAP window. I didn't even see how fast they built that. Yeah, so now Fearless has nowhere to go. Suzu from Violet is late as well. So Houston really does not do a good job getting Violet on the angle fast enough. I don't know if it was just Shu taking too much pressure, but needed to be a lot more aggression from Violet on the angle. I think Shu needed babysitting too much. But that meant that London, honestly, even though they kind of fumbled a couple of walls, fumbled a couple of Bastion trades, they were able to survive a lot longer than they should have. There's Violet on the angle. Cheers, Rick. So Pelican on the angle again. Violet's kind of playing by himself here. They're going to clear him out. Oh, no. Oh, dude, this is just disgusting. Like, London's doing the right thing here. They need to get Violet to TP back so that then they can then push here. Because if they don't, Violet will kill their backline. So they start to push Violet with Lucio and BAP help, and he just double dinks backbone. I mean, wait, what just happened? Oh, thanks for the donation, mate. That's a classic. Thank you for the donation, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. So yeah, I mean, to be honest, it's just a mechanical play. I don't think what either team did here was bad. It's just Violet hit the shots. Now, the Nano and the Genji is not amazing. It's a little bit far. Hadi will be able to kite that. He does kite that. Really, it feels like Houston is like, I mean, Violet just carries that one, right? But Houston was not positioned to win that fight particularly well. There's a Javelin. Hadi gets, honestly, it looks like he gets bullied a little bit by Javelin, and Javelin Spear gets isolated because of the Nano. So Houston plays around the Nano Genji well, even if it was maybe a little bit rushed. Happens to Backbone multiple times, tragic. And there's just no real way to counterplay that because the burst damage is so high that, like, you know, you think that you should be hittable, and then all of a sudden you're just dead. You know, point pressure. What are we going to see here? What are we going to see here? What are we going to see here? They're probably more going to focus on leveraging point and then trying to counter whatever Houston throws at them with beat. Bash and ult's a little bit tricky. Definitely something you kind of have to use in these mid-ult fights. Definitely a miscommunication there. It looks like Hadi sees the Ana up top and wants to push. So then the nade is used. Thankfully, they don't end up having to use their lamp for that. Again, a stack from Houston, which is pretty easily kited from London, and then the wall in response. Yeah, Houston is just not setting up these plays well at all. Like, not to be the angle guy, guys, but come on, guys. Like, angles, like, even with Kitsune Rush, you would love to see something of a pincer because really what Houston is doing here is just a bit of a noob stomper, right? Like, if London kites this out well, even like with Maywall, lamp, it's not going to work. And so give credit to London. This is a phenomenal kite, but Houston is really not abusing Violet. Like, though they're not abusing Violet and Pelican enough on the angle. That's where most of their advantages come from, and yet they're not consistently doing it. There is no cooldowns for the Orisa, so they're just going to clear point. There's a response with Bash and ult. Fearless will just die. There's the beat just to secure it. I don't even think that's necessarily bad. There's no Nano to worry about right now. Again, Backbone dies to Violet on the flank. And you notice that the only thing that Houston are consistently getting for them is Violet on the flank, Violet on the flank, Violet on the flank, right? It's not just because Violet's crazy. It's how the composition needs to work. You're not going to win these brawl trades. I mean, even this here, look at that. Look at that. Sparker gets his turret force solo by this piece of garbage here, forces his turret form, and he's still there. Like, he's still there. Like, it's obnoxious, and I think it's a disaster, right? So Backbone's going to go Sombra. Now, I like this, okay? So this is something that I like, especially versus these squishier backlines. Obviously, if it's a raw brawl mirror, I think Mei can do really, really well, if not even better. But let's talk about the Sombra. Now, I want you guys to tell me what the Sombra is, because I have a little bit of insight onto this. And obviously, I have a little bit of the edge with the experience here. So I want you guys to tell me, what does the Sombra bring to the table? I want you guys to think carefully. No, I don't think Hadi is shattered yet, no. Forcing Kiri to pocket Ana. That's a great one, yeah. So if you go back and threaten assassination, that really limits Violet's ability to do things like this. In fact, you can also directly threaten Violet easily. What else? Cancel Orisa ultimate, yeah. Bully the Orisa, that's true as well. If you get a hack on the Orisa with Bastion, so let me give you guys a little bit of insight here. If you hack the Orisa and she does not cancel it, she dies in this composition. Straight up, she dies. Because the window for hack before she can use her Fortify or Javelin Spin, she will die from damage boosted Sombra because the hack, and Bash at turret form. She will die. So she's hacked, she's dead. So you will see an Orisa get manually just hacked by the Sombra and literally die before she can able to do anything. The other thing is, even if she does cancel the hack, she usually has to respond to hack with Fortify immediately, which is really, unless she has cover though, I mean, yeah, but you're also talking about a speed boosted composition as well. So it's scary. The ult's powerful. It cancels Orisa ultimate. Obviously, there's ways of abusing Bastion with it. There's ways of abusing either of these splits with it. And then it's also really, really good for the tank trade. You also have really good ult economy as well, because if you look at Mei ult, not as useful versus this composition. You can get the Bastion with it pretty consistently, but that's about it. So, yeah, well, I like it. Hottie forcing Pelican out. There's the Genji and Violet angle that we wanted. And there, like, look at the passive pressure here. They just forced Lamp with basically nothing, and he's just dead. With turret form and Violet on an angle, they just forced Lamp right there. And honestly, London probably should just have kited that out. Backbone wasn't back yet from spawn. I wouldn't have died for that, you know? So the casters are second guessing the Mei, but I think the Sombra's a lot better. Or second guessing the Sombra, but I think the Sombra is definitely better versus this matchup. It forces cooldowns, basically? Yes, it forces a lot more cooldowns. Isn't manual hack and Genji good either? Yeah, it is. It's good. You have a lot of options. I think primarily, though, you're looking for either one of the squishies or Orisa for a hack. With the Bastion particularly. Generally, Orisa's not a very good hack, generally, but with the Bastion... So Violet on the angle, right angle now. There's an early Bastion ult. Violet, this guy is just disgusting. I don't even think, he gets the hack off in Violet, and Violet just, look at that, guys. Look at, he's almost dead. Violet is almost dead from a manual hack with just Backbone, and he just gets double dinged. He just gets double dinged. Now, I might have liked to have seen the Lucio go with Backbone, but I also don't think that's totally reasonable because they were probably expecting Blade, where they might have wanted speed. So it's just ridiculous. So there's the Nano Genji. Again, it's not set up well, though. Like, it's these Nanos are very frontline. Very easy for Hottie to zone this out. Look at this. Look at this. He's not even taking any damage. And then our King Sparker actually gets a kill with the ultimate. I don't see what he did with the Bastion ultimate, but I'd love to see it. I'm going to freak it. By the way, okay, let's just have the Bastion rant right now. I have never seen a more cataclysmic display of incompetence as I have seen this past weekend watching Overwatch League players playing Bastion. It is embarrassing, the level of play that I've seen from Bastion players with their ultimate specifically. It's worse than Moira play back a few years ago. It's the easiest ultimate in the game, and people mess it up. I'm talking about ultimate specifically. It's the easiest ultimate in the game, and they can't get it right. It's so easy. Let me show you guys one, so I don't have to talk about it again. I made a TikTok about this like a trillion years ago. Or somebody made a TikTok of me about it. They asked my permission. I said sure. It's so easy to do this. And guys, I was in like mid-high masters, and I won. I was a terrible Bastion, but I won like every single ult game because I used the ultimate properly. It's like the easiest part of the character is the ultimate. It's so easy. Let me show you how it's done. So I don't even know what Sparker did, but I just had to like give a side note. This is it, guys. This is it. Oh my gosh, my latency. Okay. This is it. Ult. Use it on one. Lead the next shot. That's it. That's all you have to do. Use one to do damage / force them to move in a direction. Then you use the second one to stop them from moving in that direction. And the third one to finish the kill. That's it. That's it. So if I'm here, I'm like, oh, he's moving that way, sitting back the other direction. If he tries to counter move, I throw another shot. Never in my life have I seen so many Overwatch League players just smash, it's so bad. Like, how stupid are you? Guys, it's a free fight win. Or at the very least, if you could force a lot of cooldowns. A lot of cooldowns. It's like, it's unbelievable to me. Like, it's so frustrating to me. It's like, guys, I can legitimately say that there would have been at least, like, if you just use it right, you just win the fight. They just mash 3 in one spot. Oh, yeah. Dude, I see this in Grandmaster, man. And Overwatch League. Like, come on, guys. Did you see that clip of Lip who went bam, bam, and forced him to kite out and then held the third one because they thought it was over? Because it's hard. Sometimes it's hard to see, right? Because it's like a big mash. And then he went blam and got a big kill, right? It's not even that hard, right? It's not consistently a kill, but it's more consistently we saw. So it bothered me so much. Anyway, Sparker gets a kill. Well done to Sparker. The nano is really bad from Houston, honestly. Like, Houston is consistently doing a terrible job setting up their nanos. There's obviously the limitation of it's hard for Shu to like walk forward without getting poked out, but really there's no excuse for this. Like, if worst case scenario, you can wait for London to walk forward a little bit more. Because like this is where you want your nano, but now London's walking forward, right? And so London has to walk forward at some point, right? They can't get a passive advantage for just sitting far away. They don't have enough range damage. That's a huge shadow from Hottie here. He hits Pelican. Pelican is freaking dead. He blocks the healing. He just dies. Fearless is now isolated. London just honestly just completely cheeses the butt cheeks out of that fight. No business winning that fight, and Houston falls apart. Well played to London. Yeah, Lip actually knows what he's doing. Like, that's just, but it's not even hard. It's the easiest part of his ultimate. Like his kit. Like the turret timing is pretty tricky. The grenade's kind of tricky. All right, so we probably see Kitsune Blade here, but the problem is now that they have BDMP. So there's the ultimate. One. Ah, come on! You got one job! Bro, like, okay, stop. First off, why are you going, if you're not confident for going for the bat, oh gosh, why is he doing this? It's so simple. He doesn't even get lamp. Dude, just drop it one right now. Force one, then do the second one, then the third one. Or go for the Bastion. Go for the Bastion first, and you can force turret form immediately. Go for the Bastion, drop one in the Bastion, you'll force turret form, then, or he'll have to grenade jump, and in which case, he's already leading his next direction. Because he's not as mobile as Bap, he's even easier to hit. You guarantee for shift, lamp, grenade, and maybe turret form or amp as well. It's the easiest, like he doesn't even hit it on the BAP. He doesn't even hit the BAP where he's standing. He misses. He misses the Lucio. He misses the Bastion. Guys, do you know how much damage that does in the center? Seriously, chat, guess. Don't look it up. Guess. Guess how much damage is done in the epicenter. Go ahead. I promise you it's more than you think. All right, you guys ready for this one? Inner ring is 250 to 200 spectrum. The dead center, which to be fair is hard to hit, is 550 damage. 550 damage if you hit a dead center, and still up to 250 in the inner circle. No excuse. No excuse. Now, obviously, you're not going to get the 550 almost ever. But it's yeah, just look up the wiki. It's there. So, I mean, come on, man. There's just no excuse. Like, there's just no excuse. So I'm just baffled to me. I'm just so glad that London won this one. Or this round. Because you need negative reinforcement here. Negative reinforcement. No, you ult like that, that's what you get. So huge grenade from Sparker. I actually want to see if this is just like super cornball or what. Did we even see what happens here? It's a shame we don't have, like a replay viewer or something, How's the audio, by the way, guys? Is it too loud? Like the background? I want you guys to be able to hear it a little bit. Then we could just beat engage here with Backbone now. Beat engage plus EMP. Here it comes. Or maybe not even beat engage. They might not even need it. Might just be able to save it. Yeah, I mean, they beat engage just to be safe, which is reasonable. Now, they got to watch out for Nano here. Oh, they have to Nano the Orisa. That's not good. I actually think that's a mistake. I would have rather have let Fearless die. Beerless. But yeah, pretty good job from London there. Pretty good job from London. That was nice. Game audio. Can't really hear the game. All right, I'll turn up a tad bit. I don't want you guys to hear it too much. It should be quiet. Oh, let's see this grenade. That grenade is so stupid, man. That's just insane. Okay, now, Okay, so Symmetra Bastion. Basically, you're talking about at this point in time, Houston have kind of shown their hand. Now, here's what the Symmetra does. Symmetra allows you to TP onto the Ana, okay? You can TP onto the Ana. It allows you to have fairly decent ult economy when compared to the Mei. Obviously, EMP is still better, but Simwall is better into dive than Blizzard. It actually, it still gives you options versus the dive if you're to hold your space. Turret is useful. Right clicks are freaking strong right now. They move super, super fast. So there's lots of ways you can poke people out. It gives you mobility options. So I think like if you're London, I think you probably like the Symmetra a little bit better on this more wide open of a map. And it's not the end of the world if they play dive either. Okay. But then they wouldn't have time to recontest, would they? I think the Nanoblade, you'd have to rely on the Ana or Nanoblade to recontest. So yeah. Rotating top. They're looking to rotate on backline, essentially, here. And they know that, right? So the Ana plays in Narnia. Now, why that's important is because now you can leverage point whenever you want to. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, dear. Sorry, guys, allergies. So then they can kind of leverage point. Now, the only problem here, and this is something that I'm curious about, is how do London leverage point here without the Mei? Because you don't really want to drop your Rhine, because then now you're naked to Genji dies. You don't have the Rhine swing, and most importantly, you don't have a way to block off nades. So what I expect London to do, thank you, is they'll probably drop the point and then TP out pretty darn quickly, because they can't stay on point for too long because they're going to get off angle from here, 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 and down here for Sombra, right? I think they just lose. I think you can go to point, bait them to walk forward, and then get out ASAP. Let's see if I predict correctly. In fact, they might just be able to TP early. Nope, there's no nade, so that's big. And so that means that now we can TP to point. Oh, they TP on the Kiriko? Strange. Very strange. So they do clear Violet out, which is nice. That's helpful. But that's a small benefit, and that's a long cooldown. So they commit now, but that nade has to hit here. Because you've only forced Genji deflect with this turret form and drop, and then now you've lost the angle. Now they only hit the nade on Backbone, and the hack isn't that good. I actually think London is in a scary-ish spot here. There's a TP. Again, doesn't do a lot. There's the Winston drop. Again, they don't get a lot of space off of it. Now, they need a lot of damage here because, see, this is the one problem with what's happening right now. I don't know if it's Pelican's angle. I don't know if it's Violet's angle. Maybe the Winston didn't drop deep enough. But the one good thing for London right now is that even though their map control is horrible, Houston have not really been able to do a lot of damage. You know, they've been able to avoid a lot of the damage, and I think they've been able to block the anti-nades crucially, or at least minimize their impact. So even though London's positioning is garbage, they're not getting punished for it, right? And they also get flipped. There's the drop. That nade is a lot better. They're still not committing, though. Lamp is forced. There's the bubble. Bit of a mistiming there from Houston. Probably didn't need to bubble that. I mean, he didn't really get anything out of it. Would have been better to just use nothing. And I also think that you could leverage your Genji on point or your Sombra on point. If you're not going to be able to commit back here, utilize your Sombra on point to force Hadi to move forward, which then exposes the backline. Tricky strat. Nade, there's a TP, and this is where Houston has to be really careful. Yeah, see, that's the problem. If you let them live too long, eventually they will sync up their Symmetra, TP, and their Bastion, and there's the Nano as well. Oh, dear. So they synced up their TP, they synced up turret form, and they eventually lose. And somehow, while doing this, London is able to control point. So I think London plays it very well. Very well. I think Houston also fumbles the bag pretty hard. Now, the good news is that old economy, and that's always the tricky part with Brawl. Like, they beef the Nano. That's bad. But Blade, EMP, Kitsune, Primal, the Beat and Simwall are the really only two scary ults that London has. So, or consistently scary, let's put it that way. So Admiral's hiding. I don't even know where he's hiding here. Okay, no, he's there. He's got to be hiding now. There's the point pressure. We're probably going to see a TP explosion at some point. Oh, they don't even TP explode. Oh, wow. Oh, they do TP, guys. They do TP. Look. What a play. What a play. Now, this is crucial because not only is Ana dead here. Ana is dead. But look at Houston's position. Look at Violet. Look at Pelican. Violet especially is really not in a position to dive backline right now. So they could punish this right now, but
Not really. They're not really set up to punish it right now. Like, so we'll have Sombra, Winston, Genji maybe, but Ana's going to be dead, and Kiriko will not be there. They were not ready for this. I think London wins this.
They're going to bait them into the rest of his team. Okay, high ground now for the London Spitfire. He's absolutely...
Oh, wow. They didn't actually get the kill. Oh, chat, that's actually such a tragedy. They were too slow. What happened here? Come on, London.
Happy. They're going to bait them into the rest of his team.
Oh, Hadi messes it up. So Hadi goes a little bit slow. He pins, he TPs, and then he messes up and falls down. He pins, TPs, after the TP, falls down, and then has to retake it. And I think Sparker was late too. Oh, man. It's such a good play, too. That's just depressing. Still winnable, though. They're able to trade Fearless. Violet's just not a part of that fight at all. Beat engage. It's a perfectly timed beat. Keeps the nade up. Now they're going to be able to actually peel this back and kill it, and they do.
Outlaws, luckily, though, they do end up controlling the point for at least 20+%, Scott. But these ultimates from the Outlaws, they're just a little bit disconjointed right now.
Hadi's got to hit this shatter. He doesn't.
Okay, here's the big reset for the London Spitfire. Eventually...
Not the end of the world for London. Obviously, ult game, pretty messy, but that's 1-2 ultimates for 1, 2, 3. So it's ugly, but it could have been a lot worse. Houston's consistently not getting clean team fight wins with their ult game. London's making things messy.
They made their move, it was just a little bit too late, and it just wasn't enough because of how big that EMP was.
There's the rotation. There's the turrets.
But Violet still has that Kitsune rush.
Yeah, this rush could be quite big, but...
Now, what we probably see here is just point pressure. Shatter first thing that touches. Kitsune rush is kind of scary because you got to worry about shatter.
Any picks are so hard. I mean, you're looking for a giant grenade.
Doesn't get the hack. There's the Kitsune rush. There's the lamp. Big nade, though. Bap window or shatter. We'll see. They disengage it just entirely. And there's the nade. Oh, they're going to re-engage with Bap window likely now. Bap window there. Now point pressure. They're going to teleport Backbone for an off angle just to spam. He hits. And this is the kind of thing that Symmetra is really important at. Watch Symmetra here. So it's only a solo flank, right? Backbone and Sparker teleport over. Watch Pelican's HP right here. Bam, right click right there. Look at his HP. No longer can peek, no longer can do damage. They nano Fearless, but because Pelican got right clicked, it's just Fearless. Violet, Shu, Pelican, all focused on getting Pelican alive. This dive has no teeth whatsoever. And not only that, but Fearless is going to jump the teleporter. And there's nobody there. This is not good, guys, for Houston. This is not good. Fearless made the wrong choice. He really should have dropped on the Bap Lucio and then saved his jump from there. But the right click totally screws up Houston's timing. A total waste of nano, jump, bubble. And I think Fearless is dead. And that's it. Now, Pelican actually makes a hero play here. Check this out. Watch this. He drops in front of Landon, deflects Landon's own shots into Landon's head. Plus the nade. Nice stick from Sparker. He goes for the splash damage, which is basically a miss as good as a mile. They TP up. Violet again on Backbone. Backbone maybe a little bit too ambitious with this timing. He should have waited a little bit longer. That on is dead. Happy's out. Lucio somehow dies as well. But Houston's really not looking clean with the timing here. London is really throwing them for a loop. Or does Hadi use Shatter? I think he TP Shatters. I think he TP Shatters here, y'all. Yeah, he TP Shatters. Or no, he goes to the Sombra and misses. That's actually a sick play from Happy. Happy wasn't even looking at him and he dodged it. That's a surprise, actually. Huge pocket from Hadi. Oh my gosh. Or from Landon. That's actually a huge save. That is so greedy from London to try and greed point there. And they managed to clutch it out.
Utmost faith from Hadi that the rest of his team would be there to back him up, support him. He lives just long enough, and now they're in the driver's seat. Happy has that EMP, but
okay, well, Let's see. Uh-oh. I've seen this fight. Yeah. So London goes, they've got EMP. They probably track Blade too. The new sexy thing to do into beat or EMP, Blade, all that kind of shenanigans is just to go. EMP doesn't cancel beat unless you catch it mid-cast. It doesn't remove the HP like it used to. So you just beat in, they EMP it, and it only removes part of the beat HP. It's actually really bad. You do not want to EMP an active beat. So they just go, let's just run down the Ana. So they run down the Ana. Shu dies. Bubble's used. Somehow Violet gets caught with his pants down. I think they force TP maybe to peel, and then they chase him down and kill him. Yeah, there's TP right there. They find him, they kill him. There's the Bastion ultimate. That's just used to clean things up. It's fearless mid-jump. Now, all right, here's where we're going to have a little bit of down-to-earth time, okay? Spoilers. Houston wins this. Now, I'm going to let this play out for those of you that haven't seen this, just so you can enjoy this. And then I'm going to give you a little bit of insight about what happens here, because a little birdie told me some of how the cooldown trades went here. I don't know how I got access to the information, but you can draw your own, So just watch it. Oh, Landon dies.
Happy kills Landon. The EMP did come out and found two, but what more else can they follow up with?
There's no healing now here for the London Spitfire, and the Houston Outlaws are just juggling perfectly.
Pelly with the blade? Okay, he did find Sparker, eventually earned himself a blade.
And that's it. Now, let me tell you guys what happens here. Two things. London cannot be on point right now. London needs to get their fat booty cheeks off of the point ASAP and start chasing down Pelican. They need to chase down Pelican. You need to say, you know what, screw it, don't worry about point, we need to move. The problem is that London gets a little bit lazy or a little bit scared or just whatever and sits on point instead of actively pushing out and chasing down Pelican, which then allows Houston to keep their Sombra set up, to allow the Genji to survive, when really he should have been TP'd on, chased down, and been killed. He should have been killed. You cannot stay here. The other thing that happens off screen is because London doesn't push, and because London doesn't really play around EMP, they just kind of do neither. They don't really play cover and avoid the EMP. They don't play disciplined defensive, nor do they play aggressive. They could have gone either direction here. You either push off of point, you chase the Genji, or you play to counter the EMP, right? You avoid, dodge the EMP, you play split. They don't do either. You play cover, you don't do either. Landon gets caught in the open, totally wide out in the open, has Lamp and his Baptiste shift, and just dies to solo EMP. Just dies. So then they go backwards to help him out, but it's too late. And then this thing starts to fall apart from there. So here's what needed to happen. Either London needed to push the high ground, actively go in and push, chase the kills, or they needed to actually play to dodge and kite around the EMP. They did neither. And so they just kind of stood out in the middle of the open and died. Even worse, though, is not only does that happen, but Sparker also gets his turret form baited off of the EMP. So when Landon gets EMP'd, he immediately turret forms afterwards as soon as the hack is over, but then there's nothing to shoot. So then he cancels it, and so now he has nothing to stop that from happening. It's not really a solo EMP, it hits the Bastion, but it was intended to just kill Landon, yeah.
And the Houston Outlaws are just juggling perfectly.
Pelly with the blade?
London had to move. They had to go. They had to get off of point, or they had to actually play around the EMP. They did neither, and they lost. And then now it's like this fight is like really hard because you got to rush the point, which means you don't actually clear space. The turret timing is fine. They at least play the bubble out, which is good. But they still don't control any space, right? There's the bubble, there's the lamp, there's the primal, and Sparker's freaking dead. Now, maybe London could have played this a little bit more creatively. Maybe there was a play to be made with TP there, but they didn't even have it in time. And yeah, that's that. Yeah, so that was, what's actually kind of funny is that one was pretty bad. But that one was also a little bit unlucky, I will say, objectively, where I think London played it poorly, but I have seen worse mistakes that go unpunished. Now, there's going to be one later in the match that is objectively worse. And then there's going to be another one later in the match, which is more of a micro mistake. So that we think that one was bad. There's one that's objectively worse given the circumstances. Can you play EI with Ryan? Kind of hard. She doesn't have consistent healing. You have a lot of burst healing, but the other thing too is you also want to let your Iliari actually play on her own, which means it doesn't really work that well. What's up, Junior? Okay, we're back in the business. Shorter range map. May is going to be a little bit better here. This is just a shorter range map where May walls are going to be a little bit better.
But Happy is going to stay on the Sombra. Maybe feeling like he was.
I don't know why they go left side immediately. I think maybe they're expecting Violet to wrap around. They're trying to trap. They might be trying to trap Violet or Pelican here, or Happy for that matter. Is Ana better than Bap here? No. Bap is much more consistent support for the Bastion. So I think they were trying to catch an angle, whether that's Sombra, Kiriko, Genji. You have the Mei, which is weird that you wouldn't just go top. But the thing is that Houston, everybody and their mother knows that they're going to go top. So Fearless is not going to get baited. They're not going to get baited. They're not going to get punished. So yeah, okay. Houston's comp, pretty interesting. Makes sense to me. So, I wasn't such a huge fan of the Bastion Genji as much. I think this is better if Happy can play the Sombra. I think the Bastion is just a target that this composition can run down or wall off. So Landon's hacked. He avoids it. They find the Sombra. They clear the Sombra. Now point pressure is actually kind of reasonable. Violet's on the angle. And see, this is the kind of stuff that just Houston just was not doing earlier. It was why they lost the first round. And now all of a sudden, if I'm being totally honest with you guys, I just think Houston's comp is better. I just think the Ana Kiriko, I really think the Ana Kiriko, if you have the personnel for it, is just almost impossible to stop. Obviously, a little bit of a hyperbole there, but I really do think that the Ana Kiriko is just so good into this composition, especially if you have a good Kiriko, especially if you have a good Genji. I just think it's just good. There's so much that you can do from this angle. It's so hard for the Bastion to get any value when you're just going around him. Obviously hitting that nade there is huge, but he's still there. He's just like a total rat. There's a headshot, so now he has to get healed. Now he's hacked. They do isolate the Orisa pretty well. And Houston clearly is having a hard time sinking pressure well. I think between the Kiriko, the Sombra, and the Genji, you would have loved to have seen at least something of a mini dive, right? Just a Sombra hack plus Genji angle, but that's been the consistent theme so far, is that whereas Houston is making good mechanical plays, they're just not sinking the pressure very well, at all. And you can even see it here. There's Sombra Kiriko, but this is the first time that they've actually synced up any sort of peak pressure at all. Great shot from Violet, or from Backbone, excuse me. And then they just push and punish. I will say the Orisa feels a little bit odd here because there isn't really any safe way where she can play out in the open and cover. Because you can kind of see it here. Orisa can kind of leverage here, but if the dive fails, she's dead. So it's tough. This is a very, very open point. Backbone gets his revenge, yeah.
Think of how much bursting there is too with the Batiste. You hit that shit below half, boom, you're getting heal people.
So it goes Doom. Now this is exactly what I was expecting them to play. Very high risk, high reward, this tank. But if you have a good Doomfist, I think it's probably about as close to objectively better as possible as it is. You can melt to Bastion, of course, but there is no CC here. There's no CC here. He's also very self-sufficient, which allows Shu to play a lot more for himself. So what you have here is now you actually have a proper 4-man dive. Now, the reason why you run Doomfist here and not Winston, it's pretty obvious, is Doomfist has more options of dealing with Bastion in terms of his repeatedly accessible mobility. So he can go in and out and in and out. You can play around turret form a lot better than a Winston can. Your ultimate is actually pretty darn good versus this composition because the lack of mobility gives you options. And the other thing is that because you're not demanding as much pocket 24/7, you enable your support to play more aggressively, which really helps into these bunker compositions. Does the Doom really work? I think Doom could also work into Orisa, but less so. You would have to play to, I don't know if it would work into Orisa on Koth, because you need the Doom to avoid the Orisa, and it would be harder to avoid the Orisa in the small little area. I think we could see this composition being played versus a lot of comps, even Orisa comps, on some maps, just not this map. You could also see something like, you could like see Sojourn Echo with Doom on a Kiriko as well. But yeah, the Rhine definitely makes it more attractive for sure. You just basically just stage dives for free.
The opposition just weren't able to find enough damage to take him out.
So now, are they going to actually sink this pressure well? That's been a big problem for Houston, right? Violet's not quite staged yet, but looks like he's going to TP. There's the nade, Sombra angle, nade hits, turret form. But you see the problem with the Doomfist or the Bastion? Like, oh, I so badly want to use the replay viewer here. He goes in, slam, and he just gets up. That's it. He's not even down. He's not even in. Now we've slowly walked forward with a few characters now. Landon's 1 HP, might still die here. There's Shift. Oh, man, Violet is getting rolled. Yeah, Violet's getting rolled. Backbone with a revenge. Because if you're Houston there, that cooldown trade went really nicely. Oh, he's dead. Oh, no, he's not dead. Oh, my gosh. Somehow, Houston chokes them completely out of space. I do not know how they died there. Huge deflect, maybe? They did hit a nade as well. And obviously, London's really choked out here. So even though Violet does die, they've gained a lot of space. They're still hitting the backline really hard. There's the beat used and Lamp is used. So London will hang on, but only just. There's the blade. Isolation. And I think Houston's comp's like freaking impossible to play into. I think you might even want to go off of May at this point. Sombra, I think, looks a lot more attractive right now. Not just because of the Doomfist, but again for the same reasons earlier, where like again you can go isolate backline, you can hunt translocators, you can harass Genji. I think like obviously it might be hard to keep your translocator up, maybe, but I don't know. I think the Symmetra's okay, but I'm not so sure about the Symmetra either. Yeah, a lot of map precision. Oh, he does go Sombra. Okay, I was going to say the Symmetra was a bit of a surprise. So, you could see Backbone harass backline here, or you could see Backbone sitting in his own backline, like, you know, your typical counter swap Sombra, and just, like, look to hack punish Fearless or Pelican. They're going to do a long rotation. They're worried about EMP. They're trying to scout. A little bit of spy checking going there in the backline. They give enough time to Backbone to find Sombra Translocator. This is a really smart play by London. They look at this and they go, guys, we just don't have the ults to play into this at all. Like we got nothing. So the only way we win is if we play to go hunt Translocator. That's exactly what they do. And I think Happy might be dead here. That's so smart. Hello? Oh, that was strange. So smart. The perfect play. The perfect play for the perfect situation. And then now they can walk forward for free. I think that ultimate was forced by hack or maybe just damage pressure. Yeah. So he's hacked and he's damaged, so he's forced out. There's deflect as well. They force out Violet. That's the only thing they can do is go for the flank. Violet just gets forced out. No ult, no nothing. And they also use Doom ult. That is textbook from London. They cleared an angle. They cleared out a sight line. They mark Sombra. They find the Translocator. They force her out, kill her, and then they slowly progress on the point. That is brilliant play from London. Perfect play. Perfect plan. This is good neutral. Insane fight plan, yeah. And now you look at this fight plan and you're like, okay, yeah, we're still probably going to lose to like Nano, EMP, whatever. But if we could cheese this sucker up here, I would probably also use Bastion ult here as quickly as I could. As soon as if I can get away with it safely without the Sombra hacking me, I would use Bastion ult here. It's a chaos ult. It's weird stuff happens with it, right? You might get a kill, you might not. So if they knew where Sombra was, I might even pull it early. I think he's looking for Translocator again, maybe.
Found Sparker, that would be happy. EMP available.
Good turret timing. Good. Oh, where's the lamp there? The lamp not there in time?
Be happy.
I think Landon doesn't dodge. Landon needed to dodge that. So the follow-up isn't quite there. They've hacked Shu in the back line, which forces Shu to prevents him from walking forward.
Paying off there for the Sombra.
And that, yeah, if you just die immediately to an ult like that, it's rough.
I mean, the London Spitfire kind of happy with that.
That's tough.
They don't have to expend ultimates. Just under 50.
That's actually pretty good for Houston, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Only using EMP and retaking that is not particularly good.
But he hasn't been able to charge the EMP up.
Yeah, that's not a very good fight for London there.
He can make magic.
Houston just finally does a nice job actually setting up the staging and diving.
Big thing. You switched to Sombra quite late into the
And now we're gonna see a Nano Genji most likely. And this is almost last fight here. Backbone sniffed out Sombra somewhere, so they're trying to spy check him out. Probably see a BAP window on point, and then a Nano Genji. They need to respond to that well.
crazy of that. But Shu is so far back right now.
And look at the surround here. We've got Violet, Doom, Sombra, Genji. 1, 2, 3. Right, kind of an angle going on here.
Doesn't want to show himself.
Turret is forced early.
Shu is so far back right now.
Doesn't want to show himself.
It's a little bit early. Oh, hacked out of ultimate though. Hacked out of ultimate. That one's shut down.
That's what it sounded like.
That one's shut down. Backbone sits on the Kiriko, cancels the ultimate. Walk forward. Manual hack on Fearless forces Fearless out. They're still walking forward though. Space, 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 space.
Huge Houston Outlaws missing.
Bastion ultimate used as soon as they. Oh, Sparker, come on, man! Come on! So they force Sombra out, which gives them a free window to use Bastion ult. But Sparker uses 1 on tank line, leads his shot, but then just rushes the second shot. Like, look, it actually hits Shu, or almost hits Shu, but then, oh man, you had 3 shots for Shu, and you use, I mean, Kiri would Suzu it anyway, but that's the whole point, is you use 1 on Ana. Or are you talking about the tank one? Yeah, you use it on 1 on Ana, 2 on Ana, and then 3 on Ana. You can go 1, 2, 3, or you can go 1, 2, 3 if you see Suzu to guarantee.
Shu with fancy footwork there.
Oh man, like like you gotta like that if you're gonna win a game versus a team like Houston Outlaws, you gotta make those plays. You gotta make those plays. That was your opportunity, right? You shut down Nanoblade, the game's over. Like you gotta do the little things, right? And they didn't do the little things. That's a good Suzu, good stick.
Just so good. Nano.
He almost gets the Genji. He's looking for the shatter.
Can Pelican come up with kills? He's already killed Landon. He's looking for hard. He's looking for more resets.
Yeah, at that point, it's just too late. That's just too late. So they had to make those plays work. They had to make the plays work. That sucks. That sucks. So Houston looking pretty shaky in the dive timing with the Ana Kiriko. Surprisingly so, at least with Fearless on the Orisa. They did not look good on the Orisa with the Ana. It's not necessarily a bad composition. They just looked very uncohesive with it, and they really struggled to get ult value. Felt like Pelican's kind of going in by himself, no pressure. They failed a lot of dives like that. Violet is feast or famine, mostly feast, to be fair. But as soon as like Fearless is on the Doom, and then they're kind of like a little bit better. It's a little bit better. I don't know. Kind of hard to say. It's just a tiny little round, so who knows? If Ana died, they could have won. Yes, I think if Ana died, they definitely win. 100%. 100%. So Houston stealing that one. London steals the first round. Houston steals the second round. And then the third round really could have gone either way, I think. Do you have any chance Houston pick up Iliari in the playoffs? Maybe. I mean, here's the thing: is a lot of things can happen between now and the playoffs. You know, we got like a week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever. So the problem is that like it's like I talked about like the Bastion being a relatively cheesy hero, but then people might just realize that hey, we like Bastion into Iliari, so we're just gonna play Bastion. Like everything is in flux. Anybody who says that they think they figured out the meta and this is what's best is an idiot. You don't know. I can tell you what things are good. I can tell you what things are relatively bad. But even things that are relatively bad could be played because they somewhat counter the third counter to the... Like, for example, right now, we're back on the Bastion grind set because Bastion does relatively well versus Iliari, but I don't know if we'd be seeing that if we saw permanently Sombra Tracer on a Kiriko everywhere. Everything's in flux, right, exactly. So you just really don't know. All right, so Mei Bastion. This is, again, very similar composition here. I think the reason why teams are running Bastion here is just because it's just first point. You have a nice little spam sightline. You don't really know what composition that you're going versus just yet, so it's a safe call. I think the other thing that people have seen as well is that we've seen some Symmetra TP to point and then Turtle on point. I saw that in some contenders. And having something of a burst damage character like a Bastion that you can maybe Javelin spin in front of on an angle, whatever. Even Suzu is probably worth it, even if it's just a break Rhine Shield. So, yeah. I like both comps from both teams. The Mei is definitely an interesting one for me, for London, but I think the Mei is a lot more attractive into the Bastion variation just because, you know, hey, it's an easy target to shoot. There's the wall, there's the rotation. Now, here's the question for me. Are London just going to turtle? I like, again, this is what we were missing earlier, right? Violet and Pelican working together. Nade misses. Or no, it doesn't miss. Somebody gets stuck behind. Who gets stuck behind here? Admiral gets stuck behind. They get him out. There's the nade and the wall. There's the turret and the lamp. It's just too much, quote unquote, Spilo word, too much angle pressure, right? Now they do get a tick. They clear out the Kiriko and Genji, but the problem is that you've used your lamp. So even if you go back to point now Backbone's on the lurk now, and I like this. I think that like they've like you could like here's the difference. You guys see the difference here? Look at Backbone. Was Backbone's wall useful? Yes. It stopped off Orisa damage, and I think Bastion damage to an extent. But look what Backbone's doing as well. Instead, he now has Kiriko and Genji looking at him. So all of the damage that London was dealing with before is no longer there. It's only the Orisa Bastion. I will take that. I will happily lose the Mei wall that didn't even block on an aid, right? And take the Orisa Bastion and play cover and play shield and stuff like that. I will take that over having to deal with the Kiriko Genji shooting in the back. That's 2 for 1, right? And as long as Backbone lives, then we're good to go. And there's the BAP window. No pressure from Kiriko Genji whatsoever. The nade isn't there, so I don't know if it was mistimed or blocked. And dude, freaking Backbone this guy is a Sigma male. There's the nade. I don't know what actually happened there. I think maybe Hottie blocked it. But freaking the Sigma male Backbone blocks the Ana LOS while on the flank. He's controlling Kiriko Genji, and he's walling off the Ana at the same time. And he headshot Pelican. So this is phenomenal, like, adjustment. And this is the thing, guys. Like, this doesn't show up in the stat line, right? But Backbone carries this. Really smart angle, controls 2 for 1, no damage from the Ana Genji, forces deflect, and walls off the Ana. And that's it. It's over. It's over for a bit of a questionable grenade there, but like that's it. It's phenomenal. It's over. London plays that one really well. They do a great job rotating, forcing point without giving up the flank. Phenomenal adjustment from Backbone there. They go Doomfist. I like this adjustment. We've talked about it earlier. Just gives them a little bit more flexibility with the dive. Pelican just freaking dies. A little bit of greed. And just dies. He just dies. I mean, this column has pretty significant poke. 1, 2, 3. You know, that's it. Turret form and response. That's a turret form and response. And now if London wants to, they can speed commit. I don't think they need to because Cart's still moving, but they could if they wanted to. Ooh, there's nade defensively. 1 headshot and no more nade, you know? Now Ana's out. That's good. Now they actually rotate to point, and I think Landon leaves or Admiral leaves. Yeah, Admiral leaves. Has to leave point. Okay, so they get out of point. That's okay. That's very easy to clear. Like, you notice that London's playing like what we talked about, that whack-a-mole. You guys are Spilo viewers, right? So we talk about whack-a-mole. Like, you have a threat at an angle, you clear the threat, you go back. You have a threat at an angle, you clear the threat. Get rid of swat the fly. Swat Violet out. Get Violet out. Get Fearless out. Get Pelican out. You're not going to be able to chase them and kill them just yet, but just get rid of the angle. Get rid of the angle. Rivy, thanks for the sub.
Who do you want to make it through non-planes?
Who's in plans? I mean, obviously London, but who's in plans? Toronto? How many can make it? Is it 2? How many can make it, guys? I don't even know. Is it Toronto, Washington, Shock, Boston? Wait, is Boston even in plans? New York? I don't know, man. Vancouver? Holy crap, it's stacked. I mean, London, and then honestly, I'm kind of indifferent. Like I got some friends, I got some folks I like on Toronto. I got some folks I like in New York. You know, I think Boston deserves it after the season they had. I think it's honestly kind of depressing that they're not just, you know, a lock. You know, obviously Punk's a friend too. Would love to see Vancouver make it. Get amazed. You know, despite the controversy, would love for them to make it. You know what this is? Farouk, thanks for the raid, mate. I appreciate it. We're doing some analysis. Appreciate the raid, mate. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm mostly indifferent. I think for me, more than anything else, I'm more like storyline guy. You know, I just want to see what's interesting. All right, guys, let's vote. Is Happy going to beef this ultimate? I'm not going to be results oriented. We're going to look at it objectively. Beef or nah? Yeah, he chokes. Nah, it's all right. All right, vote in chat. No, you're not. It's a Bastion ultimate. What do you guys think? Again, I'm going to be objective here. We're not going to be like, oh, no, it's, you know, it didn't get any kills, so it was bad. I mean, if it was reasonable in its idea. So far, it looks like you guys are voting for the beef. It's not even about whether he gets anything. Does it actually make any sense? What's the poll for? All right. We'll find out. All right, it looks like it's definitely chokes. Surely he can't mess this up. Surely he cannot mess this up. Right, guys? Surely. They go inside. 1, 2. How do you mess this up? You find Baptiste or Bastion. You put it, first off, you don't throw it outside of him, you throw it on him. It doesn't matter if it's a direct hit or not. It doesn't need to be a direct hit. You throw it on the Bastion, you make him move one way, then you put it in the other direction. Or you go for the bat first. Who does he go for? He throws 2 in one spot indiscriminately, bam, bam, without even looking where the Bastion is moving, and then throws one at the Lucio, the Mei? Like, what was the plan here? Guys, he doesn't even tickle their HP. How do you mess this up, man? How do you mess this up? Again, you don't even necessarily need to get a kill. At the very least, have the dignity to force lamp. You could drop 3 on Bastion and guarantee force lamp. Oh my gosh, guys. Like this, get him out. Get him out. I don't want him in the league anymore. I don't care how well he's played this season. He has played really well this season, I think. He actually did pretty well in Sombra, all things considered. But nah, this is inexcusable. I can't forgive this. You're done. You're done. Back to tier 3. You're done. We don't want to see you anymore. Nice clearing there of Violet. Still just forcing point. Now, this is kind of scary for London. Nanoblade is just coming in, so I don't know if this is just a cheese. Probably just a cheese. They do force Kitsune Rush. They force Deflect as well. There's the Blizzard. They're just blowing it all on cart, just praying that something hits. They actually beat Engage. Now, I want to... What do they beat Engage on? I think they just... Oh. All right, chat. I lied. Universal choking symbol. It's not London Spitfire right now. It's Houston Outlaws. Bro, this is embarrassing. Talk about embarrassing. Houston doesn't even need to do anything. They just need to chill. There's back window, Mayol, beat, and there's nobody even there. They're not even beating anybody. And Pelican just doesn't blade. Oh my gosh. It's just a bad blade. It's a poorly timed blade, poorly set up from Houston. I think they just get lucky. They just get lazy. Farouk, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it. Just terrible, you know? Kitsune Rush is honestly whatever. Like, it was good enough to force the cooldowns and ults. The Kitsune Rush was fine. The Bastion ult was terrible. The blade was terrible. It's not good. Not good. It just looks like Houston gets lazy. It really looks like they just assume like this fight's won, and London responds really well. That Doom ult doesn't hit. That's another ult thrown into the mix. Shatter doesn't hit. Doesn't matter. SGGs, guys. They just cap. Like, I'm sorry. That is just embarrassing. That is just absolutely embarrassing if you're the Houston Outlaws. That as good as London has played at times, and what good as London just played it not too long ago, there is under no circumstances, zero circumstances where you should look at this fight and say, oh yeah, London wins this one. No, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The only way it could ever happen is if that's within a reasonable term of things, is if Hadi pins Pelican or somebody double dinks Shu or kills somehow. That's the only way that you should lose this fight. Houston lost it in all the stupid ways. And I say this as somebody who coached this comp for a long time, right? It shouldn't be possible. Happy died, which is why they beat engaged. I mean, the beat was going off before the Happy even died. You know? And there was nothing to bait engage on besides Doom. And really, that's more of a mistake on Fearless kiting out. Now Backblade's going to go Sombra because this point is terrible for me. It's way too open. There's no chokes here. So the Sombra's really good. There's not going to be any surprises how he's played. Yeah. So, it's okay. Rocket Gibraltar. Hottie clear in top left. This is going to prevent Violet or Pelican from taking this position. It's really good. Sombra can just sit guard backline. Sombra can also go for their backline. I think it's probably pretty reasonable for him just to play Sombra 76 and deny the Genji Doomfist here. Kiriko gets forced out. Landon just dies somehow. I don't know if he gets hacked or... Yeah, he gets hacked and melted. That's a nice dive from Houston. That's what we were repeatedly missing earlier. See, this is what Houston does. They do the hard dives, the dives that actually take effort. They get those right. And to a pretty decent setup from London, they somehow make that work. But they couldn't win with 4 dive ultimates. So, I mean, that's all you need to say. And this is why a freaking dive sucks, because if you screw that up as London, right? You screw that up. And, I mean, Landon probably mispositioned. He probably should have been positioned a little bit more around cover. Farouk, oh my goodness gracious. Thank you for the gifted subs. Congratulations to Haskell, Ben, Vexthorn, Luke Rill, and Al Lycus. Thank you, man. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. That's super, super generous. Congrats to the gifters. I appreciate the support. Yeah, thanks for the raid, the sub, and the gifted subs. That's super nice. So this is why it's so bad to play rush and to dive sometimes. Because you just lost the fight to, essentially you messed up. You made a mistake, which happens versus dive, right? They have that potential to hit a nade or hit a shot, and it just happens, right? So then you go in and you're like, oh, that's all right, we'll win next fight. Oh, wait, are we going to win next fight? Because they just used their Nano Blade, and now they have it again. And Kitsune Rush, and Doom Ult, and EMP. And obviously, dive is going to be favored, Quack, in these circumstances. So, is it Houstonable? I think Backbone should be hunting Translocator. I think Lannon and Admiral need to be playing to dodge EMP, playing super far back. There's a nade. And they need to try to get this beat off. They don't really have a way to beat engage with the way the map is. It's weird. Backbone actually goes to punish the Doom here. So he's frontlining. He's actually not even looking for Transcator. So Happy's totally free. And really, Houston here, there's turret form, right? Houston needs to do this. They don't actually need to do anything. Like, the cart is obviously stuck here, but London literally cannot move from point, okay, let's do this, point A to point B without dying. They're stuck here. This is the only place that there's they're safe, excuse me. So Houston's in no rush. What is Violet? What? What is going on? Oh my gosh. So, backline of Houston on high. Doom on the ground. Doom gets hacked by Backbone. Oh, another gifted sub. Thank you. Thank you. Congrats to Gloomy. And what happens is Backbone goes, okay, they're on high ground here. I'm either going to destroy Transcator, which I feel like would have been a good play, or you guys are on high ground, you can't pocket your Doom. So Fearless gets hacked and kites the wrong way. He kites away from his supports. So then either Violet messes up his TP or TP bugs out. So then both Shu and Violet, for whatever reason, just drop off into the middle of nowhere and die. Guys, what is happening? So maybe TP bugged. We're trying to be charitable with that. But either way, Houston has a greedy setup. Backbone just hacks Fearless and they just die to a manual hack because everybody just jumps off. Like, it's like, you ever see the mini ducks and they the little baby ducks and they jump off the bridge? That's pretty much what we just saw here, except they jumped into a windowed bastion. Then they commit EMP, but it's too late. It's too late. All right. Nanoblade, Kitsune Rush. Surely, guys. Surely. Violet on the angle again. Surely. Early Bastion ult. I mean, honestly, all right, what do you guys think about Sparker's Bastion ult here? So Happy actually tries to hack Backbone out of EMP. Check this. Because they're expecting... Check this out, guys. Wait, does Hottie shatter or does Violet... Oh, this is insane, guys. There's so many things happen at once. I want you guys to watch carefully. So they're planning to Bastion ult beat EMP Blade. I mean, they want this guy dead. So what happens is... Actually, where is Happy? Does anyone know where Happy is? I think Happy's trying to position to hack the EMP, but he doesn't come out of stealth in time. That would have been a really smart play. If Hacky... Get it, guys? Hacky. Another gifted sub. Thanks for the gifted sub, mate. Congratulations to the leave. He should have tried to hack it out there. Hottie shatters, but I think he just misses. Then they EMP, but Backbone misses the blade. Look at that, guys. I'm sorry. Look at Pelican's hitbox and the EMP hitbox. Look at that. Now, he does hit Doom and Sombra and Kiri. Oh, you're right. Hottie didn't shatter. What am I saying? I'm blind. I'm blind. Okay. So, Bastion ult is tried to use in response. He messes up his placement there. He should have put it on himself, the first shot. The second and shot and the third shot are kind of put in the same spot. So he should have dropped one here. So again, the idea of the Bastional is good. It's just executed really poorly. It's executed really poorly. So the EMP misses. The Bastion's not placed very well. But the beat hits. Then he deflects Bastion Grenade and kills his own BAP. Suzu's there. And somehow they've traded backline. Violet doesn't even get a chance. Violet does not even Kitsune rush. So something stinks about this fight, and I don't know what it is. Looks like Houston should... Well, no, yeah, Houston's okay. Okay, so Houston holds on. So super unlucky for London in an extent, but honestly not too shabby. Hottie just goes straight to point. There's nade. There's maybe sleep as well. And so Hottie just goes. They're trying to trade backline. Not enough pressure. It's really just Violet. Yeah, it's just Violet. There's just not any pressure anywhere else. I think Hottie's splitting the attention. That's a nice fire strike. The shatter hits. That's a great pin right there. And that's going to be it, I think. Yeah. So Houston really struggling, I think, into the Rhine Brawl. I think that's the biggest thing that we've seen so far is that whether it's the Orisa, the Winston, the Doom, the compositions and are fine, but Houston really not knowing what to... Another gifted sub. Noodle, congratulations. Thanks so much for the generosity. The Kitsune was to hit the backline on rotation, which is a good idea, but it was just Violet. That's the problem. Like, I don't know where Sombra was. I don't know where Genji was. I don't know where Doom was. I think they were all trying to peel off Ryan. And so it just flops. Locks of Fury, thanks for the sub, mate. Yeah, very, very strange fight. Did the Bastion get deflected? Landon lost his overhealth really fast. Okay, that's actually such a good question that now I actually have to go see. Sorry, chat. Hold on to your butts. We're gonna have to go check.
Almost 3 minutes.
No, I don't think so. I think he just got a chop. I mean, that's like almost 200 damage per slash as it's decaying actively. So I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. So Houston not playing well versus the Brawl.
Still going to be difficult.
I think London's comp is definitely hard here, but thank you for the gifted sub, man. You guys are being so generous. Thraw Dominium. Congratulations. Thank you very much. Houston is I think running very good comps. They just don't have the reps. I think they're really struggling to set up their ult plays more than anything else. Like it should just be Nanoblade, just free fight win every single time. But even when it's winning the fight, it feels really ugly. Like really, really ugly. London is doing. This is where I think the experience gap comes into play. Like these guys just have so much more experience, even going into last season, playing into stuff like this. And these guys just don't know. And like it's just not. It's not looking great. All right. I'm sorry, this is just... I'm sorry, that's just hilarious to me. So Hottie stuffing space, he's eating he TPs to Sombra. I mean, this is pretty much what you're going to see from Violet, right? Like, and this is kind of like what you're scared of, right? Like Violet just randomly doing damage on the flank basically forces Bastional. Landon's getting smoked. Nobody's there to clear him out. I don't know what the solution to this is, guys, with the composition that you're running. Like, I really don't know. I don't know if it's a Lucio. I think probably the easiest solution is a Lucio May gang squad speeding out and at least forcing something here. Not necessarily with turret form, but you're going to have to give space to do that. I think that's probably worth it. Lucio Bastion goes for that, or Lucio May goes for this, clears him out. and then they push back in, and then hopefully Landon's able to survive long enough while Hadi just holds front line. I don't think you can. I do think that you have to do. I do think you have to do something. Cheers, Farouk. I do think you have to do something. I don't think that you can just stand here. I think eventually the Sombra, Kiriko, it's just going to be too much. Like, it's going to be too much. I think you do have to move. I think you do have to clear it out. It's a nice grenade, but all it really does is it forces Suzu, and Violet's right back shooting again. So I think this is a problem that maybe London is not as experienced versus playing, which is the Kiriko permaflank. So it's good. I think the Ana Kiriko is really, really good versus this stuff. And I think like you could just look at the map control that London has. I think like this is tough. Like Genji has all the space, Ana has all the space. It's a huge nade, but the reason they have that nade is because they have all the space. Like Shu's allowed to walk out of the choke, and like now they've actually flipped the map here, right? And Violet, of course, gets a kill. Like Violet is literally just playing Kovacs on the flank. That's literally all he's doing. Fearless. Turret form. They catch Shu. Oh man, that's unfortunate. That was really, really close. So really, not a bad fight from Outlaws there. Very messy fight, which is good for the dive team, which means you actually get some ult charge, right? You get a tick. You get some kills, which means that there's obviously like taxing from respawn, which is a huge problem. They do catch Translocator. I don't know where that was positioned. But I think like London's in a tough spot now. I think you probably need to consider playing either more super aggressively. Again, Violet on the flank. And jeez, that's it. You know, that's all it is, man. That's all it is. Nano, the Genji, the boop from the Doom punch pushes them out of lamp, and they're dead. Holy crap. So I think London probably should have caused a little bit more chaos there. Let's put it that nicely. I think that was a little bit too vanilla and a little bit too cheap of a win for Houston there. But you gotta love the Violet. The Violet, I mean, he takes the angle, right? Here's the punch plus dash combo, I think. Yeah, that's it. Good news is London can hold close here. That's one of the nice things here is you can just stuff this choke pretty nicely. Denies a lot of nice angles here. There's the hack. There's the blade. They're going to try and Ajax it. He doesn't even have it, and that's just it right there. And that is really cheap. That's well set up by Houston. I don't think London was prepared for the tempo of that, so they weren't quite ready for that. Because otherwise I think they responded to that one better. But that's just a naked blade fight win. And that's London's fight, right? That's the one they want to at least have a nice little attrition trade there. But that's brutal. But man, Violet is just, oh my gosh, and they're doing it again with the tempo, right? They're just going now. And Shu just kamikaze nades. And that's all they need, right? And that's all they need. And so the reason why this is so important is because they know that this is London's point to lose, right? This is where London wants to die in cart and hold point and use ults, but they're not even letting them do that. Now, will they get a recontest here? Because London does have an advantage. I mean, yes, they will. So London does have an advantage here. That's the only problem about what we see here now is that Houston really needs to kind of play this slow now. Houston needs to force. Okay, so there's an early bash ult. All right, guys, let's check this out. Let's see this out. Will he beef it? Chat, what do you think? NDA lifted? No. Oh, for London? Yeah, yes. Chris wanted me to review it, so I said I would. What do you guys think? Beef or buff? Beef or buff? Surely he's not beefing this one. At least it's been better. Okay, Sparkers hasn't been that good either, to be honest. All right, beef. All right. Remember, we're looking at things objectively. I don't care if he gets a kill or not, but it needs to actually make sense. All right. First shot needs to be on Shu or Violet. Honestly, a shot on Fearless and Cart wouldn't be the end of the world either. One thing you can do with Bash and Ult as well is because you like drop it on Cart, Fearless has to disengage, which allows you to walk forward a little bit safer. But is it going to be good enough? 1, he misses it. 2, Pretty good, actually. Pretty good. The only complaint I have is he actually missed his first shot. He missed his first shot. So he goes for Shu, but he actually slips it off the edge. So the first shot doesn't hit. If that first shot hits, Shu's dead. But this one is a much more reasonable. Good in theory, bad execution. Bad execution. The last 2 shots were fine. If he hits the first shot, Shu dies. Or Suzu, Force, or most. Yeah. So I'll give it a mid. Now, I think Admiral touches and then gets hacked and murdered. Shatter on Shu. Big Doomfist ultimate. That's a juicer right there, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, geez. Oh, those shots are so big. Oh, my gosh. Blizzard's there, though. And the BAP window. That should be enough for London to stall. So 3 ults there, 4 ults. I think Peterson's fairly okay with that, you know. Yeah, you use your Kitsune. Yeah, you use your Doom ult, but it's 4 for 2, and definitely a tough location for your composition. So not the end of the world. And you also don't lose a lot of space either. Now, Beat's a tough one here. So I think Houston again goes in this fight. I think they play some shenanigans. I think they need to get Violet through again. Notice that Violet's playing very aggressively. The reason he's playing this aggressively is he's looking to try and TP to Sombra. Lund doesn't let him, basically. They say, no, screw off, go back to your team. There's a nano on Doom. Dude, Houston has got to get their old game sorted. I really do not agree with this at all. And if you're going to go for this, you got to sync it well. That hack is late from the Sombra. They disengage that one way too easily. There's the beat in response. Violet gets caught with his pants down. I do not agree with that one, man. I do not agree with that one. Nano Doom just isn't scary enough if you don't get that initial punch, and I'm not even sure that would be good enough. Was the beat even needed? I mean, it's not. It's fine because I think it's fine just to hold it, just to be sure. I think you could argue that probably not, but it's good enough. Pelican, like, you notice how much less scary this composition is? Like, okay, do you guys feel how, like, that dive had no teeth? Who was missing? Who was missing? Did they use it to force beat so they can blade EMP? Maybe, but that I don't even know if beat was necessary, like, totally. Who's missing here? Pelican, but Pelican can't really get in that close, right? So Pelican's missing, but the problem with that is that, like, Pelican can't really hard commit until he sees an opportunity. So where's the opportunity? It's Violet. Yes, it's Violet. The reason why this dive feels toothless is because Violet's not shooting him in the back like he was earlier. Every time Violet's in the back, it's good to go. So Happy's late. Pelican gets shot before he can dive, so that means that he's late as well. So you're definitely right about the Pelican thing. But the big thing is that just the passive pressure from Pelican just isn't there. Or Violet, excuse me. It just isn't there. He's on an angle here, basically shooting air. Like, you cannot have, you need your Kiriko on an angle, like actually shooting people in the back. It's how this composition, you need to make London do something about it. So Sombra again in the back line. There's spy checking. They need to try and get the Kiriko out. EMP Blade alone isn't going to be good enough. They try to wall off the Ana to get some extra poke. This wall is essentially just so that you can line up shots or your fire strikes better because it prevents her from getting behind a cover. It's just a cute little, maybe we can get it, maybe we can't. It's worth a shot. Violet on the angle. He's trying. I think he got out. Did he get out? I don't know where Violet is. I don't know where Violet is. Yeah, he's Suzu's and he's still shooting here. But, oh man, like, it's okay. I mean, this is pretty good because it does get a 2-for-1. But again, like, the timing here, just like, there's the EMP. It's okay. It's at least they get Violet on the angle, and that's enough to, like, open that up. But then Violet just doesn't TP, and so then just dies. So it's a better setup. Yeah, so it's a slightly better setup from Houston. It's a good enough to win, but still not pretty. Yeah, he needs a TP to Sombra. Backbone goes Torb because wide open space. I think Sombra would work here as well, but I think it's definitely something they've probably practiced. Torbjorn is easier on the defense because you can set up your turret on a good angle to deny hack ahead of time. I mean, it's pretty much that simple. Kitsune Rush, the nade he misses the nade off of the thing. The overload is there. The turret is there. Now he can't peek. They're going to easily kite out that Kitsune Rush. He's desperately trying to break that turret. It's just like me in my ranked games, guys. It's just like me. He commits nade to break the turret. Hadi kind of ints here. He goes for the shatter, goes for the pin. It's a phenomenal sleep by Shu. Suzu, I don't even know if they knew where the Ana was. It's a great lamp from Landon. Nano, Genji, Nano Blade. And that should just be that simple, guys. Like, it's not like it was not a mechanically impressive blade. Of course it was, but it really should just be that simple. Nano Blade, you win. That's it. As long as your team is even remotely engaged. Okay. Will London hold on? I think, again, we'll probably see an early Bastion ult here. There it is. Give it to me, Sparker. Give it to me, Sparker. What do you guys think? B for buff. B for buff. Surely it's a beef now. The last one wasn't too bad. The last one wasn't too bad. One, leads it. Two, leads it. Three. There's Suzu, there's TP. Shu and Violet are both super low. Buff. Buff. That's a buff right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's one where you can look at it a little bit more in detail and be like, okay, this one needs to be put right on the Ana. Don't worry about leading the shot necessarily. Just put the first one right on her. Because what you need to do with the first one is you don't need a direct kill. So you put it directly on her, she will kite out of it, but that's okay. You need to get chip damage. The first shot here doesn't get enough chip damage. Look at that. It doesn't get any chip damage. That's the problem. This is more what we want in the first shot. So forces her to move, and it does just a little bit of chip damage, or well, it would have if it wasn't for Suzu. But this is good. This is the idea is there. This is what you need to do with it, right? And there's Suzu, there's TP, and Kiri is low, Ana is low. There's your distraction. And you notice how much space that this opens up, right? Forces cooldowns, and now you guys can just walk forward for free. Nice job, Sparker. That's the best Bastion ult we've seen all day. Shu also got jukes. Yeah, it's good. It's good. That's about as good. Could have been better in terms of the specific placement with that first shot. But besides that, it was good. And now Violet no TP. Violet no Suzu. So we can find this guy and poke him out. And that's exactly what they do. I mean, that kill on Violet is from the Bastion ultimate. It ain't the most powerful ultimate in the game, but it's free value. No excuses, guys. No excuses. You learned from the previous ult. Yeah, it was good.
Let's go back to what we were talking about. Time. Yes, they get another fight, but they need to finish in the next 30 seconds. Otherwise, they won't get another attack.
So all they need to do is beat and not immediately get one shot. I mean, honestly, so London doesn't have the comp to push, but they could. Admiral! Come on, man! Come on, man! You're too good for this. He gets lucky. Landon actually dodges it in this window, and then Yoinkies. He was curious. Yeah, I'm curious what the heck is wrong with him. Nice play, though, from Landon. And then now just Torbolt, honestly. Like right now. Now. Use it. Use it, sir. Sir. No! Use it. What is Hadi doing? Hadi pushes in. Hadi goes in by himself. The BAP window's late. The lamp is also... London fumbles the bag. London fumbles. All they needed to do is just pop Torbolt and throw it on point and then shoot point. Because the thing is now is you don't need to push like you did on Antarctica because you have these phenomenal spam angles. You have all the map. You don't need to force anything now. And you really don't have the comp for it either. Like, look at how split they are, right? You're taking all these off angles. You don't want to push. You can't really push, right? And so I love Backbone's positioning here, but I don't love the fact that Backbone doesn't get help. And the reason Backbone doesn't get help is because Hadi goes in by himself. I would have also liked to have seen Tormir a little bit earlier here. But I mean, London just fumbles the bag there. I mean, it's kind of funny is you guys wouldn't really notice that. Like, I mean, even if I was watching the match, like just casually, like, I mean, I watch matches casually. You just go, oh, you know, that was a good play. Unfortunate. It's all right, guys. But actually, that's as big of a choke as we've seen in this match. That fight right there is as big of a choke as we've seen this entire match. Look at this. I mean, come on. Look at the situation, guys. Torbolt, you have all the map. You have Bap window, Torbolt, and they have nothing except Kitsune Rush. And they're all 1 HP. Come on. Come on. So it's not as big, obviously, but if you actually look at the situation, it's almost as inexcusable. It really is. And that's a little bit of a concern for London. You know, maybe they just kind of got a little bit too, you know, slap happy in these messy fights, but like that there's no way London should lose that fight.
Are we going to see anything different? Actually, you can see where Shu is posted up. He's actually up there.
All right, one tick. Shu on the flank, ladies and gents.
Right, waiting for the nade, but are they actually going to go there? They're ready.
Ooh.
Landon and Spark have got anti, and Finish is already in.
Oh, disgusting! So this is just bad from Fearless. This is just a really crucial micro error that will cost them the map. Two things here. One, huge nade, nice punch. There's no real Sombra pressure from this angle here or Genji pressure from this angle. So I don't know where Happy is, but that's a big mistake. If there's any chip damage here at all, they lamp immediately. So it's unbelievable to me that Landon egos this lamp. That's actually super impressive that he egos that lamp because this should have been a lamp force if Happy or Pelican had been doing any damage at all. Second mistake here, and this is the more important one, is that the punch is used, no cooldowns, and he power blocks in front of a Reinhardt. This is a noob mistake. This is a noob mistake. This is a Diamond Doomfist mistake. Fearless is a good Doomfist, to be very clear mechanically, but it's like one of those goofy errors that you make in the match. You're like, dude, why did I do that, right? Like, you can't do this. You can't do this. He says he punched, it went on cooldown. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could say ping def or whatever, but it doesn't matter because he's used power block. If he gets knocked down in here, he's dead. Like, this is not even a good angle to Suzu. And if you're using all of your cooldowns and you demand Suzu just to force a pin out, there's no follow-up here from your team. You can't do this. You can't do this. Even if you get punched and knock him down and then you get Suzu'd and then by some miracle you get out, it's still a terrible cooldown trade. So, no, this is just bad play. Whether intentional or not, it's poor. So London beats the crap out of them, and that's it. That's it. Wow. London played pretty well, I think. I liked their first point attack a lot. I think their second point defensive holds were pretty good once they kind of stabilized. I think the big thing is Houston just looks totally lost on these old games. They look terrible. Not good. I mean, it's really just as simple as like, can they get Violet through in an angle? With the move there after nade, I mean, you needed Sombra or Genji poke. If you're hitting that nade just to force lamp, if you force lamp, then the rotation and point pressure gets to be really scary. Because if you hit one more nade, they die on point.
Houston Outlaws, they're going to play a rush off.
Okay, London learning from SRP check? I have no idea. I really don't know. Possibly, yeah. I mean, I think they probably steal ideas from each other. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this out there. If you guys want to see one of the biggest chokes of all time, you're going to see it here. Not as obviously a choke as the Antarctica one, but I think objectively probably more of a choke, all things considered. Because Antarctica was a micro error and they should have been, but something that you wouldn't see as often get punished. This is something that you're not going to see almost ever. This is a once in every 5 or 6 OWL games you'll see this. Maybe not that much, but once, and certainly not at this high of a level. And it's really, I haven't watched the whole map, so I don't really know how the whole map goes. I've watched one particular fight, and I'll talk to you about well, I'll let you know when it happens. So, okay, let's take a look here. So, I think the Sombra is because they're probably expecting Orisa, but we already talked about the Sombra versus the Orisa. It's pretty potent. This is pretty cool from Houston, not something that you would expect Houston to whip out. I think the more open sight lines is why Houston's leaning into the Orisa. I'm not sure. I think it's one of those details. I also think the teleporter out from spawn is really nice for your backline, so you don't have an Ana running around at slow motion. We've seen a lot of variations of like Doom, Kiri, Lucio, Junker Queen, but I think those compositions really struggle into the Rhine Bastion, to be honest with you guys. So I think that if this is Houston versus any other team, I think we might see something like a Doom. I think we might see something like a Kiri, and just roll out with what we've been seeing with some of the other teams, right? But I think that they realize that that's not going to happen here, and so they want to run it into something that's a little bit anti-Rhine, and that's what we see here. Posture check, thank you. Okay. How is London looking in my power rankings? It's hard to say because big meta shift and only one match, and a match versus a team that was very unprepared for the Reinhardt matchup, but a very good team. So I think London will be competitive. Let's put it that way. London will be very competitive, I imagine. But it's hard to say, you know. I think when you have, is it one game from play-ins, guys, or is it 2 games? Is it single elimination or double elimination? Because single elimination, anything can happen. Even double elimination is not a lot of time. Like you can wake up at the wrong side of the bed and you're done. Your season's done, even if you are a good team. So really, the way this matchup needs to go is Sombra needs to either go and hack a backline and hack backline, just like a flanker, essentially. Try to distract the front line, or try to hack the Orisa and melt the Orisa. Now, I think it's probably more of a map double. Okay. I think it's probably more of a map-specific thing because I think if you don't have an angle to hack the Orisa without getting shot by the rest of the backline, it just might not be feasible. It's not always feasible to hack the Orisa without getting shot out of it. So I think Backman's probably setting up and going, Can I hack the Orisa? Can I hack the backline? No. See, he's sitting behind shield. You see that? There's an early turret for early rotation. Doesn't really force a lot, though. I think they maybe agreed theirs, and then there's their turret form, so now they're bouncing right back in. And the one weakness out of this composition is you ain't got a Maywall to hide behind. It is all or nothing. You better darn well. So this is, London ends up having to use Lamp to kite out. It's a pretty nice stick, but I really don't like who Happy's sticking here. What's right here? I see this right here. I mean, look at this, guys. This is like a gallon of ice cold water in the Sahara Desert right here. I have no idea why Happy chooses to stick the Reinhardt over this big fat, because like the thing with sticking a squishies is sometimes it's easy to miss, right? Not this. Come on, Happy. This is making me mad. No, this is not making me happy, right? This is terrible. Huge missed opportunity here. Hottie just eats the nade. The sim is pretty beamed up though. And the lamp being down means that Houston can just push a lot harder. They do get the BAP window. Oh, they do get the BAP window first, London does. And I don't think Houston was ready for that. So Houston gets caught with their pants down. And they also get point flip first. Who was on point? Was it Sombra? It might have been Sombra. I think Sombra's on point flip first. So that's definitely helpful. That mobility allows her to kind of split from her team. So Houston wins the cooldown trade on the front line. Kind of beefs the nade on the back line and then over pushes into a BAP window and dies.
They commit their window straight on top of Outlaws as one. The Outlaws still need to cap here. Are they going to be able to push in and actually
cheers, mate. That's awesome. And I don't know how Backbone dies. I don't know if they found they might have found the teleporter or transcater, because yeah, they probably found transcater because like the way these things are set up, your transcater is probably not in Narnia. It's probably fairly close. This is why you need squishies, guys. Look at Sparker Alpha chat. Check this out. He doesn't even stick it. Look at Pelican's HP. Bam! Violet's HP. Bam! The AoE knockback. Bam!
Right, here comes the reflip of the
Sombra's not back though. There's an early Bastion ultimate.
strike. Straight
I'm just
Landon. Here's the
so disappointed. Look at this Bastion ult, guys. He pulls it out. He misses the Bastion, the BAP. He goes to the BAP. He misses the BAP. Then he goes for Rhine. It's just terrible placement from Happy. So we don't even need to see that one and know that was bad. There's the Bastion ult. 1-2, bam, bam on Happy. Bam, bam. That's going to force... That completely melts the beat HP. Where's the third? Where's the third from Sparker? Oh, he just drops all 3 there. So really, it's not even that bad of a Bastion ultimate. It could have been placed a little bit better. Yeah, and they actually get the kill because of that Bastion ultimate. Wow. And that chat, this is literally Bastion ult differential right here. It wasn't even that good of a Bastion ult from Sparker. He drops the third one too fast. I guess he's in a rush to get into turret form. He could have led that third one, but he completely wastes Happy, forces Lamp, and ruins his beat HP. And so then Happy's 1 HP coming out of the Lamp, and he sticks Happy with Grenade. Meanwhile, they're all... See, this is like your plat experience. Run. Literally all the cooldowns, everything in the world. Meanwhile, they ignore all the squishies, and London wins the fight. So Hadi's not having a good time, but Hadi's winning. Because they used 1, 2, 3, 4 with Lamp, 5 with Turret, 6 with Beat, just to kill Hadi. And Sparker snaps back. So Sparker looking like the better Bastion right now. I am very proud. It was good. I mean, obviously it sucks for Hadi, but like he's the guy that he absorbed literally every cooldown and the ultimate, and his ultimate was better than Happy's, and that's it. I mean, we can point that out as just Houston's fight plan for hard forcing Ryan's probably a little much, you know? I think even with how Happy's using his grenade, not so good. Bastion on the flank. EMP is huge. Solo EMP in the Bastion. A bit odd. The Lamp comes in at the perfect time. Check this out, guys. They solo EMP the Bastion, but it gets Lamp and Simwalled. So tragic from London. They beat Engage on it as well. Maybe a bit of an overcommittal. Yeah, that's not particularly well executed by London. London forces it too much. I think London could have, if they're positioning like this, okay, chat, what do you see about this positioning right here? What do you guys see? Probably better to EMP the Simwall, but they're not going to use Simwall if you have EMP. Like Pelican's hiding and waiting for it. Like, right. So you see, let me actually play this out just a little bit. So I don't even know where Sim is. Sim is literally off screen. Yeah, Sim is coming back from spawn. All right. Bastion's on the flank. And Orisa has to touch. How do you win this fight? Now, to be fair, this is a phenomenal response from Houston. Right, angles. Not to be that guy, but angles. Like, you could rush on the backline. The Bastion is worthless. The Symmetra is worthless. They're literally down, too. You don't need to do anything cute. I don't even think you should use a single ultimate here. I think you should probably try to look for a manual hack on Orisa, or look for backline, or anything along those lines. Or honestly, just poke. The problem is that there's no follow-up there. They commit 1-2 ultimates here. It's just not good. And it's pointless to force that brawl and give up your map control to force that. It's not good execution. That's a nice little nade there. Oh, that's just so... Oh, Sparker. Oh, my gosh, in the pocket. So now I want you guys to remember that fight. London has an advantage and really chooses a bad plan around that advantage, giving up the map control to chase something. I want you to remember that because that's going to be relevant again later. So huge pocket and play from Sparker here. And that's it, y'all. London wins this one. Admiral's coming in like an F-150, and that's it.
I don't think it's happening, G.
Landon falls, so the healing is low for the London Spitfire, but I don't think it's going to matter. They're going to get the first cap, and
My word.
history repeats itself for a third time. They try and rush down Sparker, and the unsung hero of all of these flips is Landon on the Baptiste. He is just keeping Sparker alive for so long. Confidence in his teammate to drop those amplification matrices, and that's going to be the first round.
So we'll probably see another early Bastion ult here.
Not able to get any of those caps.
The reason why you generally see it a little bit earlier in pro matches is because pros are a little bit better at playing around the lack of turret form. So you either see one of two things. You'll see Sparker use turret, then disengage, wait for turret cooldown by ulting. Or you'll see an early turret just a little bit as the brawl is starting before the enemy team can push to capitalize off of the lack of Bastion ult. They'd use 2 ults for that. I mean, that's all right. There's turret. It's a little bit early. Big shatter, though. And now London just needs to chill. Just AFK. Really just AFK. It completely shuts down the BAP window. Nice little angle from Sparker here. Again, a little bit of a nade there forces Pelican out. Even when you miss the nade, if it forces the space. There's the beat engage. There's the lamp. A little bit of ego here, right? They think they can win this, and London does a phenomenal job kiting it out, right? So that was an understandable ego there from Houston. I think it's, but London does a great job what we call catching it, right? They disengage it. They have their lamp still. If they had used their lamp in the previous fight, this fight's over, right? And now you don't even need, ooh, careful. Now you don't even need, oh, that, no way London chokes this. Now keep in mind, guys, I have not seen this.
Good duel by Landon. He does win it. No flip, although no cap even, I should say.
Wait, what? Yeah, see, this is. I thought this fight was over. But yeah, London kind of cheeked this. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean everyone was low, so it works. But because Shu died, but yeah, London should not have had to use EMP for that one. The good news is that you did get beat out. Pelican's gonna go Genji. Stream lag. Give me a second, y'all. Because my stupid decides to restart itself midway through a stream. That ticks me off. I said pause, back up, and then quit, and then it decided to restart itself even though the program's not even supposed to be running. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes, we're back. Sorry, guys. All right. Thank you for the heads up. So Genji, they're not loving the Symmetra as much. They're having a harder time with it. I think the Genji's fine. It's more of a comfort pick. Yeah, it should be fine now. Now, London could beat engage this. They could. If they could get onto backline, they could beat engage this. I'm curious to see if that's what looks. It looks like that's what they're posturing for. There's the Bastion ult. Shocker, it's wasted. They do get amp speed and a little bit of space, but I wish we could have seen it from Happy's POV. I mean, I guess we can kind of look at it a little bit here. He pops the ult here. He throws 1 here. He throws 2 there. He throws 3 there. He just rushes it. He just rushes it a little bit. He doesn't place it well. There's the Bastion ult. Come on, Sparker. Come on, Sparker. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one right there. I think that's a good one. Yep, takes half his HP. And not only that, but they time it at a really... I think this is a good one, guys, right? Yeah. Yeah, so half his HP right there. I don't know where the rest of them were, though. I think he leads it. Watch, watch, watch. 1 there. And there's another right there off screen, which ends up taking him down to 1. He then shifts back up, I assume. No, he has to use shift. I mean, if there's any other follow-up there too, I think that's a lamp and or not more. I don't know where the third one was. That's my only concern. The third one should have finished him off for forced lamp. He ulted Violet too, Spilo? Did he? Really? Oh yeah, you're right. I'm totally blind. How did I not see that? So he goes 1 on Shu. Wait. Is he throwing here too? Yeah, he throws 1 here. He does the hit Pelican. Yeah, so I don't like that shot on Pelican. But the shot on Shu is definitely impactful.
Aggressive. He's completely on his own. Gets hacked by Backbone, taken out.
Why are they playing gesture?
Outlaws are in a really bad fight, 60% and counting.
Backbone hunts Pelican.
Second point here for the London Spitfire.
A little bit of ego there. Yeah, that's just ego straight there. He had nade there. That's a silly mistake from Backbone.
And London Spitfire are going to walk away with this one.
He had 90 HP. Just needed to grab the health back or synchronize that better.
Almost faced his maker there.
That fire strike is ugly as all get out.
Wheels mode happy.
Some nice little grenade there. Shu's 1 HP. That forces him out. Happy now will die. Almost die. Yeah, they'll get capped. Telling you, these grenade guys, the grenades are so important. That grenade was not good.
And here comes Hardy.
Pelican actually goes Sombra and then just dies? Yeah, he pins in, gets hacked out of his pin.
And here comes Hardy.
Yeah, it's just not particularly synced super well, maybe? I'm not sure.
Fearless, you saw him jumping over the high ground. Couldn't quite.
Yeah, see, I don't love it as much without the turret form, but yeah, that's an int. That's a bit of an int there.
Whatever those got, right?
Because you got to look at this as be like London, you're like, you got the cap, but just losing to that without Houston using any ults is pretty bad. I think it's really important that little things like this, you cannot just die for no reason. You need to force BAP window or beat or something there. And they just died. He just pins in by himself. I don't think he even knew that they were on Sombra. And then that's that, right?
So they're slowly trending back to the composition that they previously.
So they're going to go Doom. I don't know. I think they're just getting their teeth kicked in. I think they're just trying to make some last-second adjustments. This is not anything strategic. This isn't working. We got to make something work. Nice counter pin. This time he has block. The shatter hits. The beat is forced. Window is forced. He just needs to live. That's a great lamp from Landon.
Almost hit the Ajax too.
Oh, just perfect.
Flames away from Ajaxing that.
Oh, no. The grenade bounce. Look at the double stick. Wham. And it, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate. London actually plays this one. I mean, great little kite there. Great shatter. You just needed to kite that one out a little bit better. It's honestly a very fortunate, good nade from Happy there. I'm telling you guys, nade is everything, man. In these matchups, like you got to give it a lot of detail here. It is a free. I mean, how many fights have we seen won by nade? At least 1 or 2, maybe 3. Just in one round. Like not to mention like the overall additive benefit of helping other things. I mean, it's crazy. Now, are they going to fight early here?
See Pelican and Backbone really playing these off angles, pinging out the opponents. Who's going to go first?
Yeah, the boop setup is huge. Early BAP window, early EMP. I don't love this fight plan. I would have liked to a little bit more spy checking here. And then Backbone uses the EMP in response. I just don't think this works. You got to try and bait or scout if you're rotating into space. That's a poor fight plan from London. Poor fight plan.
Oh, he found him too. Wow, random spray and pray.
And Backbone's dead, yeah. And that's it. Well, London really starts that one off poorly at the end of that last fight, dying to essentially nothing. They come back in the next fight and they play it okay, but then they lose to a grenade. And then the last fight, they just walked. They didn't set up at all. They should have known EMP was coming. They should have scouted better. They should have baited better. They just kind of foreheaded it in there, and they also wasted EMP too. So I want you guys to hold on to your butt cheeks here because London is about to really disappoint y'all.
Cut each other off. They're not trying to use these ultimates. They're more than happy just to take a toe-to-toe fight. Outlaws
This one's gonna hurt.
position for this Ducks point.
So because they won the fight, Houston gets there first.
This is a high
Houston gets high ground control first.
Metro to teleport you up here. How do you get anywhere?
Notice that Happy is holding on to his nade. I think that's very wise. There's the nade off of the rotation. There's the Bastion ult. Now, I just know I'm going to be disappointed, but I'm going to look at it anyway. Why is he even starting to go for Bastion? 1, 2. Wait, is he running out of time? No. Chat. Why? Why? There's a delay? Rip. Okay. It's probably because of the lag. Like, lamp is coming, but it doesn't matter. You have 2 more shots and you have 6 seconds. So 1, then leads your next shot right here. 2, right? Now Sparker is 1 HP and lamp breaks, and then drop 3 and Sparker dies. Or drop the 3rd one on Landon. Why would you go for the Lucio? Why? Like, why? He doubles the first? No way, really? Oh, you're right. What? 1 is enough to force lamp. It's 550 damage if it's on a static character. It's enough to force lamp. But he's not a sure thing. Wait. Maybe he's thinking 1 to break lamp? You know what? No, you're right. You're right, because 1 to break lamp and then 1 to finish the kill. Got it. But I still don't understand why you would go for Lucio for the 3rd shot. Yeah. No, you guys are right. But the going for the Lucio instead of greeting for the BAP is really stupid. At the very least, you can force BAP shift. We talked about this, right? Whereas a Lucio, I think Admiral might amp there, but if Admiral's really on his toes, Admiral doesn't even necessarily need to amp. I know Fearless punched him out. I know that, obviously. But still, that 3rd shot is just hideous.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I got your back.
Really interesting beat engage there. More of a sustain than anything. Kind of hurts to use it like that, but at least they get point. There's the ult. Now, this is total chaos. Oh, man. It just honestly feels like Houston fumbles the bag here. That one hurts. And that's it. Good response by London, I guess. Again, it's not the sure kill thing. We've already discussed that. It's the 3rd shot on Lucio.
Down and snowballed for the Houston Outlaws. But Pelican has charged up a very quick EMP in comparison to Backbone. I wonder if the Outlaws are expecting this one.
High ground, and like Hardy is kind of split right now. Just kind of where you want to play. That EMP is just too.
Oh, they lost. They definitely expected that one. Beautiful response by London. Check this out. Hunting Translocator.
That EMP is just too juicy.
I don't even know how you find Translocator on this big of a map. I mean, I'm shocked, honestly, and impressed. But somehow Backbone found Translocator. They lamp, they punch, and that's it. Oh my gosh, can he live? They BAP window in response, but it's enough to maybe work. And it forces beat. Honestly, if you're London, you're pretty happy with that one. Wow. BAP window for 3. Really well played by London. And they still almost get another couple of kills. That was really tight by London there. Now, this is it, guys. This is one of the biggest throws that you will ever see. The last fight was unbelievable. Backbone sniffs Translocator. It was the correct play when you don't have EMP. Destroys it. They get the kill on Sombra. They somehow live they kite out the window. Then they force a beat. It's crazy.
So many options of how they want to take this fight.
Now I want to ask you guys a really silly question. This should be so easy for you guys, right? And I love London, and these are some of the smartest players, I would say, in the world. These guys are really smart, really intelligent. But ladies and gentlemen, ignoring all this foolishness here, I don't even know why they're wasting all this time here. What's the fight plan for London? What's the fight plan for London? I'm going to make it real easy for you guys. What should London do? You go in and you press Q. Where? Where? Right. You have EMP, Shatter, and Beat, and to nothing, literally nothing, and you tell me that you cannot walk on the high ground and A, kill, or B, clear? You're telling me that you cannot walk, you could just press Q at random times, walk onto high ground, and win this next fight. It's over, guys. The map is over. You walk up, amp speed, beat onto Sojourn or Kiriko or Lucio. I don't care, and win, and EMP anything, and shatter anything, and it's over. What would you even, what's there even to worry about? It's over. You don't even need to worry about Landon dying to a Sombra. No, just beat. You have every brawl in the game and a free rotation to high ground. It's over. The game is over. This is a softball. This is Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Ted Williams, Babe Ruth going up to the plate. And there's a 10-year-old Little League player who can pitch 35 miles per hour on a good day. It's over for you. It's a home run, man. And the guy strike, and look at what London does. And this is the choke. You guys talk about Antarctica. It's a micro mistake by Landon, macro mistake by not pushing out to control. But this is way too easy to mess up. This is way too easy to mess up. This is getting way too cute. Way too cute. They put Ryan on point. Hey, look at that. Leverage our survivability from Ryan. Now, he gets hacked. That's unfortunate. So he's taking a lot of damage. And then they're going to crossfire this with the unshielded Bastion. But oh no, Backbone gets scouted because he's inside of his team for goodness knows why. And he's going to get forced or he's going to get healed. Okay, so that's maybe BAP shift there and turret form. And gee, guys, the backline that we just let sit on high ground is putting out a lot of pressure at this distance. I could have sworn that Bastion would do a lot there. Look at this. And then they respond with Bastion ult, but it doesn't matter now. What are you doing, guys? With all due respect, these players are brilliant, but this has to be the worst plan that these players have ever come up with, ever. The worst plan that these players have ever come up with. And again, the only reason I'm lambasting it is because now it doesn't matter. They made plans anyway. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to kick somebody while they're down. I've been in that position. Trust me, I was there when we got reverse swept by Florida Mayhem, okay? But you can't do that, guys. Like, that's awful. You literally have every tool that you could possibly want into literally nothing. And you fumbled it up.
Been following you since pretty much.
Cheers, Reds. I remember those videos.
Keep up the good content, man.
Cheers, I appreciate it, mate. Thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's gonna haunt you. That one is the worst one of the series if it makes you all feel any better. So there is a couple of bigger fumbles later, big fumbles later, but that's the big one right there. You can't do that. You just can't do that. Look, I'm telling you guys, Grenade is everything, y'all. Like, seriously, Grenade is everything. Look at this. He sticks Happy. Happy's 1 HP, forces Suzu immediately. That's it, right there. Peel EMP. They really need to not focus Fearless, but they do focus Fearless, and he gets out with the ultimate. And then Sparker gets melted by, guess who? Sombra, who is EMP'd, and Sojourn, who is also EMP'd. I just think it's bad target focus. I mean, I appreciate, Doom is hacked, but, like, Happy is, like, free low right here. Even if you didn't even see the Sombra, Happy needs to die here, I think. I think it's just about knowing the squishier target, and I just think Sparker makes the wrong decision, or the team just makes the wrong decision there. Yeah, this is too easy for London to choke this one.
EMP from London Spitfire. You'd think it was from the Outlaws by the look of the team fight, but no. All right.
Yeah.
Completely wasted.
Yeah.
And in fact,
I just think you go for the wrong target there.
As soon as he gets up in that air, all of a sudden London Spitfire just don't have the ability to stay in the fight. Admiral it doesn't feel like he wants to use this.
Backbone May, this is just a, panic last minute swap. Maybe this can work. You just use your EMP. There's the EMP and there's the one shot. And that's just really the difference here. It's just like, obviously they're running a dive comp, which makes it a lot easier. But these EMPs have just had so much better follow-up, so much better target focus. Oh, that's a brutal stagger, guys. That's actually insanity. That's right, and that's it. I mean, you're not. The thing is with these spawns, you're not going to even get a good fight. You see this? They're just going to go in. There's the beat engage. Where's the beat, Violet? Hello, Violet. Hello, Violet. Hello, Violet. Oh my gosh, they greed that beat so long. That's actually insane. I was expecting beat for beat here, and then just to outlast it out. I probably would have beat first, to be honest with you, and then Kitsune rushed afterwards. I think that would have been the safer play into what London had, but okay, sure. I mean, it's just a mere... Honestly, it's more of a choke that he doesn't die there. Like, he's 32 HP. I mean, literally, anybody just sneeze at him. Sparker looks away. I don't know if that's a target focus. Somebody calls Doom. I think they keep focusing Doom. That's a huge choke from London again. That's it. Wow. Ow. That's rough, guys. That is unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, it is choke after choke after choke, really. But ice in their veins, London come back, and they win this one. Let's see how. I have not seen any of this, Matt, at all. Shatter is tough. I mean, Shatter is definitely more of a situational ult, but yeah, I just overall. Okay, so they're going to basically try to squeeze Houston out. This is, I assume, we just know you're going to run dive, to be honest with you. You know, so we're going to run some sort of goofy variant. Again, the Symmetra does have 225 HP. She does have fast right click. She has turret. She has teleporter. She has tools. I'm saying. And obviously Mei, you know, it's fine here. This could be just a comfort pick thing. It could be a map specific thing. I don't mind Houston's comp. There's no Bastion here, so I think this comp can work. And Backbone just gets his head freaking blown off. He's trying to greed his ice. Like, it's the thing with Backbone is it's actually really important that you greed your ice block. So you're going to see Backbone die a lot first when he's playing Mei into these kind of comps, because it's really important that he doesn't use his ice block unless it's absolutely necessary. And that like level of like balances perfectly. Like, you have to be super well timed. Is Houston playing down or London playing up? I think Houston's playing down, to be honest with you. I think London could have played better this match. I think London should have played better this match. I think the reason it was so close, like, I think London could have played better this match. I think Houston could definitely have played better this match. I don't know. London's choked so many fights. Houston completely fumbled the bag on Midtown repeatedly. Do you think Sombra is better than Sim with the Ryan comp? It depends on what you're playing versus. I think this is more of a map situational thing where they want to play Mei on this map because the better poke. I think I think Sombra could work too. I honestly don't have enough insight to decide why they played Sombra over Mei. It might just be a comfort pick, like, hey, Sombra did not go very well last time. Let's just go to the Mei here. So then you wouldn't have Sparker on Sombra because that's not a comfort pick. He's going to go something like a Symmetra instead. Cheers, Shivander. Shivnanda. What am I saying? Shivnanda, thank you. So that's unfortunate. Backbone gets his head blown off. Not a lot you can do about that. It happens. Nice punch. That's going to force Lamp early. He's always checking for that Rhine pin. Keeping a little bit of early pressure up. They're actually able to keep the stagger up a little bit, which is that's actually a really, really nice fight win. Generally, you favor the dive on old fights, but generally the neutral, the brawl comp is going to have a little bit of space to poke and work with. And so I generally favor London on those first fights. So that's definitely a unfortunate turn of events for London. And I'm really impressed that Houston were able to like leverage that as far as they did. Okay, so Sparker's going to go Cassidy. This is kind of more in line of what we'd expect. The Symmetra, maybe they weren't expecting to play into this. Maybe they were, and it just didn't feel like it worked. I'm unsure if this was like the Sim Mei is something that they'd play if there was an Orisa comp. I really don't have that. That one is a little bit outside my pay grade right now. That's more of guessing, so I honestly don't think that I know the answer to that. I don't know if anybody knows the answer to that. However, this is I think a very good comp for this. Yeah. So, we will see. Obviously, Nade, that's a problem for Sombra. It's a problem for Doom. Sparker is quite a good Cassidy. Obviously, the Sojourner can be a little bit tricky, depending on how fast Happy gets rail, but it's fine. And they're just going to kind of walk on point here. Now, they got to be careful. I assume, yeah, they're tracking EMP there. and Sparker is not quite able to get out. I think maybe Landon gets hacked as well. Yeah, it's just like one of those like micro details. You know, if he's just a little bit faster to duck behind the corner, he's going to get lamp off, and then he's going to shift. And then even if we're not able to save Hottie, I mean, yeah, we probably actually would have saved this fight. Then I think this goes a lot better for London. So London sets up for it well. Landon just kind of makes a goofy error. That's happened a couple of times now. Nice little trade on the shoe. And he is going to die on point too, which is going to prevent that robot from moving. So, okay. You ever do pick'ems? Not really.
Yeah, and that only cost them one ultimate as well, recognizing they didn't need anything else to close out that, right? They wanna get on top of someone, but they don't have any targets, so they're just sort of standing around.
So Ryan on point. They did scout the Sombra. How did they scout Sombra? Was she going for the hack and yet? Ooh, nice little spy check from Admiral, guys. Check this one out. From out of nowhere, comes flying in and just chips Pelican enough. That's actually such a cool little play there from Admiral. And that just keys them in there. Now they're going to start to lay the damage on from Fearless. That's exactly what they do. He's got to block early. They pin. That forces Fearless to disengage, and that creates space. So that's kind of like your thought process for London. Take a small angle with Sparker, shoot the tank. Tank is forced to use block. Hottie threatens the pin. Fearless has to give up space. The rest of Violet. Houston backs up. So you really need Sparker and Backway to be shooting people in the face. Otherwise, things get really, really difficult. There's the hack. It's not very well timed. It gets walled off. Then they respond with a push afterwards. And they're going to keep going here, too, because this is where, like, Houston is kind of fumbled here, right? They go for the hack, but the hack is made and the wall is used, but the Doom doesn't come until late. So then they go all focus on the Sombra, then all focus on the Doomfist, and not only that, but they're able to then chase after they force the Doomfist out. And that's like the Houston thing. Like, these dives have really not been super clean. Even the little synced pushes, it's just not been very good. So that's going to force Doom ult. It's going to force Sojourn ult as well. BAP window is used. It's a good one. Beat is used. It's also a good one. And Fearless either dies or has to get out. London now can keep going. Yeah, and that's just a good shot from Sparker. But like really, like London sets himself up for success. That's a Kiriko ult used as well. And now the beat response. Things are getting super, 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 super messy. The Blizzard's used. And the key thing here is, are London going to hit shots? London needs to hit shots. Violet goofs up. Admiral, what happens to Violet here? Oh, Violet just trolls. Violet just feeds. So Houston actually has some really nice ult trades there. London plays the neutral pretty well, but Violet just feeds. That one hurts. That one really hurts for Houston. You need to be winning the ult trades there, but they miss time to dive. London responds pretty well, and they're going to get not a lead, but they're going to get a little bit of a push before they have to go back and catch Admiral. They should probably be going back pretty soon here. Landon is... What is Landon doing? Landon is rotating in a small window. He just walks right in front of the back line. That is some hubris, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like they're just selling the Mei on cart. Yeah, so they're all in here. Pelican is not staged for this. So, you know, this is cute. Okay, check this out, guys. Do you see this? Look at this. Now, he misses this wall. He misses this wall because there's a gap. But why does... Look at that. He knows Pelican is staging backline. He knows that Pelican isn't ready for them to rotate in there. So London just goes zoom, dodges the Sombra that they're guessing is behind them, and then walls off the choke where he thinks the Sombra's going to try and stage. He misses the wall by a little bit. But this is on purpose. This is to stop the Sombra. Now, chat, tell me what the mistake is. What would you guys have done? What would you guys have done? I think the elite level play here would have been to sit here for 6-7 seconds, right? Like literally just a count in your head. And then drop back and rotate back towards bus. Flail wildly as Ryan, that would have been okay as well, honestly. Yeah, so I actually think London starts this off pretty well, and then I think they could have played this one better in there. I think they could have played this one better. What's up, Stefano?
I love the strange sentences that video games generate.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I wonder, some of the words that I say, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. They do get lamp off, but it's just, at that point, it's just too late, I think. Or maybe they don't get lamp off, regardless. I think it was kind of cute from London, but, you know, the coup de grace was missed. And that would have been, that's such a shame. That would have been so cute. I do think Ryan's spy checking there is pretty reasonable, given the fact that they don't have an Anana, so you're not as worried about the anti-nade, right? Can kind of do a little bit of swinging. But yeah, it is what it is. All right, London. Not a bad swing of events, though, for London. And this is the Cassidy. Check out Sparker's reflexes right here. Hack on Landon, flip, nade, stick, dead. And not only does he get the flip nade, he gets the headshot before he even nades. Watch it. Bam! Stick! Bam! Bam! Woo! Very nice. That's the risk, right? And then Sparker also just smoked out the Wazoo because the Doomfist goes in and then just freaking kills him too. There's your average Doomfist experience into the new Cassidy. Free fight win. And those are the fights that you need to win as London. They don't have EMP, they don't have Beat or Kitsune, so they're the neutral fights. In general, especially on maps like these, which are relatively flat, the Brawl team needs to win 75% of those neutral fights. You expect to win about 25% of the ult fights and about 75% of the neutral fights. You have better range pressure, you have better utility. It's just when those ults kind of come online that things start to get messy. So that's a huge one. And that's pretty easy even for Brawl ult standards, right? So we'll take that one for sure. You've reset. Now you actually, because you won so quickly, you don't even have much of an ult disadvantage. Now watch this really quick. Ladies and gentlemen, what is the purpose of this Cassidy ult? I want you guys to watch because, guys, this is some of the most micro-intensive stuff that you're going to see from this entire review. Watch carefully. What's the purpose of this high noon? And by the way, we're just getting started with this play. This play has like 7 head level of nuance. Forces Sojourn out? Sure. It's clear space, right? It clears space or it baits Houston to engage, right? Houston's going to dive now. Either Houston's going to kite out or Houston's going to engage now. Now get ready. This is going to be huge. Check this out. So they're going to use the high noon to try and bait and engage, which is going to force either Kitsune Rush or Doomel. Either one of these are used, plus Sombra on the backline here. London's likely going to respond with Sound Barrier. I don't think they'll kite it. I think they're going to push it. I think they're going to go, okay, you've now pushed into us, you've committed an ultimate, now we use Beat and we run you over. And if Doomfist has used cooldowns or Kiriko has used cooldowns or even Sojourn, right, they die. I think they're trying to bait a dive so that then they can beat, engage, and run them over, given the ult circumstances. I think they are set up to push this space here. I think you've just seen Sojourn slide, right? This is amp speed and beat engageable, I think. And now look at how the micro here. Look at the micro here. High noon. What cancels high noon, ladies and gentlemen? What 2 things cancel high noon? Hack and punch, right? So look at Fearless. Watch Fearless. Charges punch and cancels the punch into slam. Hadi knows he's trying to punch, so tries to counter pin, and gets baited. Hack. Look at what Admiral's doing at the same time. He's shooting behind, and he ends up just getting enough. Look, he's spy checking behind at the same time. So huge little bit of micro here. Huge little bit of micro here. So there's spy checking and trying to counterpin the punch. Fearless big brains that and disengages around. Now that does mean that he has to pop his ult sooner. There's the beat engage as predicted. The question is are they going to be able to find something to commit onto? And the answer is yes. Oh no. They went for Kiriko or Lucio, but they don't get it. And this needs to be the death right here. There's the copy. There's the drop punch. There's the Sojourn. The main problem here is they should have gone for Sojourn, not Kiriko Lucio. He throws grenade, which accidentally... I mean, they do get the Lucio, actually. Oh my gosh. And somehow, London squeaks out a fight win here. And you guys are probably thinking, well, is that good? Are you sure that's good? Because look, they use 1, 2, 3, 4 ults, right? Yes. I would say generally yes. Not only to get respawn, but they did use one ultimate. And remember, you're expected to lose ult fights, so you need to win the ult fights. Yeah. B was too early considering Doom ult. Yeah, I think so. I think you could agree to this one for longer. I think you probably should have lamped into beat ult and then tried to push after. So I think the idea from London to push here was fine. It just was a little bit too early. Oh, 2 ults. You're right. Not even 1. Yeah, that's really good. 4 ults for 2 is definitely good for lead cap. Yeah.
Danny should be listening. He's trying to learn an English accent, by the way. It's terrible. Sorry, Danny. I can imagine.
Marking Doom, marking Sombra. They clear the angle. They scout Sombra. Sparker just freaking dies. That's a huge misplay from London. Sparker takes way too long to force Pelican out. Sparker also gets split, and then they just respond to Soldier ult. It's actually really fortunate that London actually... Oh. I was going to say, it's actually fortunate for London that Happy pops Sojourn ult here, because this almost looks like Houston might not even need to use an ultimate. But then Backbone. Violet is a bit of a feeder. I'm not going to lie on the Lucio. He does not position himself well. And that's just ridiculous right there. So you're like, oh, does it matter? It matters a lot. Oh my gosh. Oh, and another kill. Dude, they're still in this, guys. They're still in this. No way, man. No way. No way. And now Sparker's back. And they have good spawn. And now they're all back. Oh my gosh. No way. No way, man. That's actually crazy for London. Because, oh my gosh, and Backbone gets him again? He's hiding, guys. He's hiding. Yeah, no. Oh, no. And now Shu's dead. Violet tries to throw and beat to salvage it. But it's over, you know? Shu's dead, man. Shu's dead. It's over. Oh, my. And a huge pan on Fearless. Dude, London is running away. Houston is fumbling the bag. Talk about chokes, ladies and gentlemen. This has just been a match of chokes, man. This has been a match of chokes. And now London is now building ults again. No beat, no Kirikou ult, no Happy, I say. No Sojourn ult. Actually insane. And a pretty significant lead now. We're going to be approaching 85, even 90 before this fight even starts. And London doesn't need to do anything at all. They can play catch. Hard spy check. Admiral doesn't have beat. So that forces Doom out. This is the kind of stuff that's really important. If Doom is allowed to stay here, then it's going to make the EMP agonizing to play versus, because Doom's going to commit. So they force Doom out. There's also block. So that's going to force, and then Pelican goes in now. That is a pretty good punish there. Hottie should have played a little bit smarter. Yeah, Hottie feeds. Hottie feeds. This is just respectfully a big feed from Hottie. You force Doom out. He egos for his fire strike. In fact, this is actually a really good response from London if Hottie is just playing the corner here. If Hottie's playing the corner here, I think London maybe doesn't win this, but they certainly force another ult or make this a lot messier. So that's just a big misplay from Hottie. So, you know, London Hottie kind of fumbles that, but that's not the end of the world. I mean, all things considered, you got to be pretty happy here.
Get your ruler out, Jack. That'll, yeah, let me just get my ruler out. Just check that one out. They haven't got the
Yo, nice, man. Hope you enjoy the haircut.
They're already set up in the window, and it's the
Honestly, we could just see a beat engage here. We could see a BAP window into a Doom ult into a beat engage again. Basically the same fight plan, but opening with BAP window or opening with High Noon again. Basically, it's the same fight plan. Use an ult, bait an ult, push. There's the hack on May. That's not a very impactful hack. She's got too much HP to one-shot. Even if you force Ice Block, it's not the best use there. She doesn't even use Ice Block. She just uses Wall. Oh, now. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad for Houston. Fearless is 1 HP. Doesn't even get to use ultimate. Huge wall from Backbone there. Stalling bot for ages. That was going to be London's fight plan there, by the way, using that fight stall. Huge shot into Happy. He doesn't use his stick there because Happy has too much time to react. Violet's just feeding. Yeah, jeez, man. Like, London, it's just not very good setup from Houston. Like, Houston needs to take an action here, right? But first off, really, there's not a lot of reason. Okay, so first off, there's not a huge reason for us to be here if they're going to be stalemating card. You kind of need to rotate into them and look for something like that or bait into them or something like that, right? And you also don't want to be hacking May. So it's just not a very good setup from Houston. You could also punch bot here to try and force the robot around the corner. It's just poor setup. A hack onto a May. Fearless is unable to get out, and then they just stagger themselves out. I mean, Happy should honestly have died there. What happens back here with Landon? Oh, he gets manually hacked and then just gets low, so... Okay.
That's an early lamp here from Landon. That's a window now that the Outlaws can engage, but
Oh my gosh, Backbone.
That's a window now.
Shot on the flank. And then...
That's an early lamp here from Landon. That's a window now.
Yeah, he's just a little too early, Happy is. Just a little too early. Pelican's a little too late. Happy's a little too early. It's a nice response with Shatter and Window. Again, 2 ults used. And London is winning these ult fights when they have absolutely no business to. And this is the story on Midtown too, right? Houston does not know how to play the ult game. They don't know how to play the ult game versus the Brawl. They're very poor at it. They're struggling. Hot take, May's not that bad in Circuit Royale. At least the first point or two. There's the Sojourn ult. They see Ice Block. There's the wall. They force the May ult. They're putting a lot of pressure on Ryan. Fearless just freaking dies. I would have preferred more attention on putting, controlling, and clearing out this space. But they're just kind of brute forcing it down main. Fearless also gets frozen. And now he's dead. And then London just puts back in. I'm telling you guys, Houston doesn't know how to play versus Brawl in the old game. They don't know how to play versus Brawl. Oh my gosh. I mean, what is this, guys? What is this? Oh, and the Fire Strike out of stealth. This is ugly. There's the Orisa. I think the Orisa is actually pretty good in this point. I think if the Doomfist isn't working, if you're not able to get around behind. High Noon incoming. No, he's nated, so he's going to wait. He needs a lamp. Now I don't know if you High Noon anymore without lamp. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, that's that. He needs to watch out for Javelin. That's the only reason why he went High Noon. There's the Nano. There's the nade. They actually defensively Maywall here. There's the beat engage. There's the window. Fearless might die here. Hottie does not get out. Hottie does not get beat because he's bullied out by Orisa. So London has to be really careful here. Okay, so they're all right for now. Nade misses. A bit rushed. Again, this is still winnable, guys. Backbone's going to have his ice block here. He needs to hit a shot, though. Huge stick kill from Landon, or Sparker, excuse me. And London just outplays the ult game. Like, I think, what did Houston win? Like one ult fight? Like one. That's actually crazy. That's actually crazy to me. Houston looks lost. London played it really, really, really nicely. Played it really nicely. They won the fights that they needed to besides first point. Last map. Cheers, Horizons. What's the result of the game? Chat, I'm going to 3-2 Houston. Do you think a London comp would work better with an Orisa instead of Ryan? No, I don't think so. I think the Ryan is fairly, like, the thing with the Ryan is it's like, I mean, it could work. Yeah, it could work. I think it's just more of a comfort pick. I don't think the Orisa would have, I think the Orisa would have been pretty good, but. All right, let's take a look, guys. Sim May defense, hold the spawn, basically. Classic. Means you get 2 very, very comfy fights.
I don't know if London Spitfire are going to do it. If you see them come out Junkrat, Mercy, Echo, you do not go in that small room. Bro, Hardy,
My boy's dead. That's, oh, no. He just can't get slapped. He just can't get slapped. That's just a huge play from Shu. He just gets a little bit too aggressive, and so Shu walks into his bubble and kills him. That's actually so tragic because London, I promise you, if that doesn't happen, holds this for like at least another like 30, 45 seconds. You hate to see it.
On to the next page of the strat book of how to play Reinhardt on Dorado, because that one was a bust.
It's a good play. It's a good plan. That's a very difficult one to do. And the reason why it's a big deal too is because it forces crap like this, which basically you force them to play. They have to stick with Junkrat after the first fight, like because they're not going to. I mean, they might swap, but they're going to lose a lot of ult charge if they do swap. But that's like you can't. It's the same thing as the last round where London loses a fight that they shouldn't lose. That fight you should lose, but it should take you a lot longer. So that's a pretty big fumble from Hadi. Bottom room is too easy to spam out though now, so you can't hold here anymore. Because with D.Va, it was possible, but with no second tank, Ryan can't shield in both directions, and just one Junkrat grenade damage boosted, it's over. It's literally over. Like, the entire thing is over. So it's not good anymore. You have to be a lot more, like, dynamic. Yeah, Pharah, Junkrat, Echo, it's like, it was better when there was a second tank. So you have to be, like, a little bit more creative with it, which is what Hadi was doing until he just fed. Now, they actually go Symmetra to come back, which is creative. The second fight was a given regardless, just based off the fact that they had Lucio speed. So it's interesting to me that they are running the sim. I don't know that I love that much, to be honest with you guys. Obviously, it's something that they've practiced. And the sim is getting out some nice poke here. Happy on Hanzo is a bit of a liability. He needs to be very careful with how he positions. Nice nade, nice ice block, nice. Ooh, that hits Sparker too. I don't know. Let me look at. Yeah, it sucks that you have both the Sim and the Mei positioned in the same spot. So one nade forces lamp and shift. That hurts. That definitely hurts. I don't know what the solution is. Maybe Mei plays a tighter angle, but you don't really want lamp and shift. Like right now, your Mei should be going super aggressive, or your Sim should be going super aggressive while the other one's being run down on. But basically, what happens here is look at how much space Houston gets out of this. Even though Fearless dies, like they get so much space. The entirety of London is in one tiny little room. That's not what you love to see. And so basically you're like, oh, well, Happy hits some shots. Yeah, but that's as a result of London losing all the space. That's an almost inevitable result out of losing all your space. So I think a setup there with a better Sim Mei split, Sim Mei and BAP in 3 different positions. I think Lucio with the BAP, Sim by herself, Mei slightly by herself. Oh, that's unfortunate. Would be much better. Yeah. Muzo, I appreciate it. I don't know if I have time right now, honestly. I still have to. If I have any more time, I probably should review the contenders finals in EU and A, and I haven't even had time to do that. So I'm way behind. But I appreciate the offer nonetheless. Was it good? Was it a good match? I assume it was. Sem staying for the ult.
Waiting for one of these right clicks from Sparker and Backbone to land at the same time. And then it's an instant kill. That would be.
Ha! Look at that. 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 Spidey senses, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, what else are you going to Maywall, you know? You're not going to Maywall Echo. Maybe you can Maywall Hanzo. Ryan is basically just anchoring point, but everybody else, I mean, this is just hubris. He really needs Winston to set that up, but he goes first. That's stupid, with all due respect. You can't lead the charge. You can't lead the charge, Ana. You can't lead the charge. That's stupid. That's just dumb. That's just so dumb. That's a Spylo on a play. I don't know how the frick Pelican kills Landon here, who should have lamp still. Yeah, he does. He just, I have no idea, to be honest with you guys. I don't know if they just get lost in the sauce or what. Your Kiriko is insane. Oh my gosh, Pelican, come on, man. Come on.
And now he is shooting turret. He's not going to get beat again.
Pelican is literally, he hasn't said a word the entire time. It's that when you use an ultimate and it's so bad that you just try and hope nobody else on your team notices what you just did.
So Hadi is just basically controlling card. Hadi would love to stay high ground, but he can't, because if they stays high ground, then through the mobile tank of Winston, they're just gonna be able to push the card all the way to like here, and that means it's one fight territory. They really can't do that. Like that's, by the way, that's all the thing for you guys, Ryan players. You always leverage space over the objective until the objective becomes so important that you have to drop. Like you always want to hold high ground until you need to stop the card before it gets too late. That's the key thing. So huge shadow from Hadi. It's gonna force. I don't know, maybe they just kill him. Maybe they just freaking kill him. He blocks Nate. Yeah, they just freaking kill him. Why does Violet die here? Yeah, see, Violet is just doing a little trolling here. A smarter Mercy has to either drop here and play underneath the high ground so that she can control both Pelican and Happy, or hugs the wall here so she's not peeking this. This is Violet doesn't know how to play Mercy. Overwatch League Mercy is bad, ladies and gentlemen. There are not many good Mercies in Overwatch League. Violet is not one of them. Yeah, Admiral is forcing the copy. Now, I'm not saying that that copy Lucy is necessarily the bad, but it's just funny.
Just because it's a strat doesn't mean it's a good strat, though, Jake. Jack. Sorry, man. I had Jake on my...
I do think Houston was playing somewhat serious because I think that at least maybe not the Ryan variants, but a lot of these brawl stuff, people are going to play this stuff. Like they are going to play this stuff. I mean, different variations of it, Orisa and such. So you need your reps. And to my knowledge, I think they're going to be playing on this patch next time too. So Dragon's fine. It's going to force some space. It's timed with the Winston engage. It's going to force Bap off the high ground. That isolates Backbone. It's going to force a block. That's a lot of nice space. Hadi's sitting there looking like a fool. Happy. There's the not great. They do force beat, but honestly, would have almost preferred a defensive primal here to force Backbone into his team, and then finish the kill off there. Because Houston's really struggling to actually clear this high ground. Like they are really struggling. They do get the kill on Backbone. The Nano comes in as well. And they do get it out. But it is expensive. And they also get the kill on Fearless. Landon able to use that BAP window. Not even a... Okay, yeah, that gets rest. Never mind. They have terrible trade. Hindsight coaching. Brilliant. I think if Primal's Backbone is... Yeah, that's true. True. I didn't think that went through. All right. Easy retake for London, though. Teleporter out from spawn if they even need that. Speed. They could even consider clearing high ground here if they want to. Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. Simwall, May ult. Ults that are pretty decent for point. They establish on the left side. That gives them nice cover. Simwall is maybe a little bit early, but it's not the end of the world. They need to do something with the Simwall, though. They actually need to do something with the Simwall. And right now, nothing's really happening. It's more of a stalemate here. Now, obviously, this part of the map is pretty trash for London's comp, but I think a little bit of creativity with the Sim TPs might have been fun. I'm not sure if they tried that on the Ana. It does look like they did try it. There's just no way Shu dies. Where the heck is Shu? Ladies and gentlemen, who, where, what? Is Shu up there? Is Shu behind us or is Shu in the opposite high ground? Hey, that's Hanzo. Maybe Shu's in church? Or, is Shu? Where the heck is Shu? Chat, where's Shu? It looks like the TP. There it is. There it is, guys. That's what we wanted. Okay. I thought it was just a distance fire strike. Actually, a pretty decent copy. Look at that, guys. Look at this, guys. This guy's a pro BAP. There's BAP window. Mail's kind of bad, honestly. Like, no, easy to jump out. Honestly, would have been better to just hold it here. So I'm not really sure what the plan with there from Backbone was. What did he see? What was he cooking? Oh, I think he's just using it to keep himself alive, honestly. Yeah, he was expecting the follow-up after Ice Block. That's why he used it. Okay. I mean, it's not a bad Mail. It's understandable. But Houston is doing a really good job juggling the different angles here, making it really hard for London. I think they're just going to eventually choke him out. Yeah. Honestly, not a bad hold from London. Houston's it's really impossible to, like, unless your Symmetra hits a crazy play or your May hits a crazy icicle or Houston messes up, and Houston didn't really mess up. It's pretty hard to win this fight. They do stall for a nice time, so it is what it is. Imagine if we had replay viewer for this. Yeah, imagine that, guys. Imagine if we had replay viewer. You know what, guys? It's super buggy. It doesn't even work. I bet having the replay viewer for public access would be a negative thing. I don't know what you guys do. I don't know about you guys. I think Blizzard has such a high standard for excellence and their products that they will never release a buggy product, you know? That's just not how they roll, you know? It has to be. If it's not perfect, it's not Blizzard. That's their motto. Nice flank nade here. Is it a little bit silly? Yeah, but I think it's because they expected beat engage here. So they're like, we got to one-shot that Lucio. And ironically, they don't get the one-shot on Lucio. He doesn't even have beat, but it still works out. Yeah, huge nade. It's because of the beat, guys. It's because of the beat. They think there's no way that we're going to win this fight. That we're just going to get beat rush. So like, let's find a way to try and kill that guy. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Nano? Ooh. So the Bastion swap is good because Winston. They respond with their turret form. Accidentally hits Pelican. That's hilarious. Or maybe it doesn't. No, that was actually for Pelican. I think that was for Pelican. Because Fearless was mid-jump. Oh my gosh, Violet. This Mercy play is something else. Backbone, look at the greed on that ice block. That's actually insane. Nice trade in the back line. Happy's kind of caught with his pants down. And then Hottie on the flank. Yeah, I mean, London is just so much more comfortable in playing in these circumstances. All right, well, this is it. I really feel like Houston, I feel like Violet should be on Kiriko here. I think this is a huge misplay by Houston, especially now that they're in like the enclosed area. I don't see any reason for you to be on Mercy here. Like, I guess, you know, on like Echo and such, but like I don't feel like the Echo can play like that aggressive to justify the Mercy pocket, and it's not a good look. Like Violet should be on the flank, right side, wall climbing, throwing kunai up, you know, or playing with his Hanzo or something. Like this ain't it from Houston, honestly. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind like if they went like Sojourn, maybe not Sojourn, but like Sojourn would be okay, I guess. Like Genji with Kiriko or something. Like it just on the second point, it makes a little bit more sense because there's a lot of space for a pocket at Echo. But like, wait, what? This copy's bad. I think this is a grenade from Sparker. Yeah. Or no, it's an icicle. It's an icicle from Backbone. Check this out. So Pelican tries to rotate and gets smoked in the head. Bam, right there, and then has to panic copy. So that's one ult down, and that's the only ult really down, besides Hanzo. Hanzo will be used to clear high. They all drop high, caught in rotation, and he's dead. And Violet dies again. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I don't like Houston's comp. I don't think the Winston is that bad. I mean, it's definitely like, it has its moments, you know? I just think that, you know, the Hanzo was not the play on third as much. Definitely not the Mercy. Wait, are we back? Chat, what is going on? Is my backup program running behind the scenes again? I swear I'm going to lose my brain. No? It's not. Strange. I checked it, and it's not. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually pull it up really fast. I'm going to change some of the settings here. So if it does kick on, it's going to kick on in like baby mode. Why am I recording? Okay. All right, so if it does kick on, it shouldn't really disrupt anymore. It shouldn't kick on, but it already has. So I don't trust it anymore. Okay, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
Body shot. The Hardy Roadhog pocket pick. He's switching, don't worry. There we go. Reinhardt it is.
Life Weaver is just basically, hey, you can't rush my Winston. My Winston will survive if he gets focused down. My Bastion has extra survivability. I don't know, guys. Like it's like Life Weaver is like one of those picks where it can work in certain situations versus the Reinhardt when you have map control. It's not a bad pick here. It's not a bad pick on first point Gibraltar. Anywhere where there's a lot of high ground, it's useful. I just still feel like the Kiriko just would be so much better. Like I really do. I just feel like Kiriko can just do whatever she wants. I mean, maybe my man is just having some fun with it. And the Life Weaver also does pretty well with the Echo because it's really easy to range pocket, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not charging up too much. Going about 30. There's the big one. Boom.
Interesting. But it's a good
So big nade, a lot of pressure. I just feel like the Kiriko does do this so much better, but that's all right. TP to high ground, and look at Happy. He is not happy. And Violet misses the one reason why you run Life Weaver, and my man doesn't do it. Ah! Come on, Violet. Come on. The one reason you would run Life Weaver, and you don't even do it. Son of a gun, man. Son of a gun. And that card is still moving, by the way. That card is still moving. That card is still moving. And yeah, I was going to say, I agree with Custody. This might actually be the cap here. That's a really slow backline. It's going to be a really ugly touch regardless. Yeah, he had LOS. He chose to look at the TP instead of who they were being TP'd on. The questionable TP from Backbone there. Now, he needs a lot more help than that for that to work. That was ridiculous from Backbone there. But, you know, it's just Deathmatch, and Life Weaver is... I don't know if that's going to work. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Honestly, Houston's just trolling, man. Like, please go Kiriko. I'm begging you to go Kiriko. Why do you... Like, I guess BAP is fine, you know? I really don't get the lack of Kiriko here. Like, does he not feel like he could literally... Okay, man. I mean, you could DPS and BAP too. Like, BAP is fine, but you don't need the BAP. Like, you don't need the BAP to pocket your Hanzo.
The hardest points to assail if you are playing this Ryan.
I don't know.
The second hardest would be this point exactly. Where, how do you get this Hanzo Baptiste...
I think the Kiriko is what... Like, here's the thing. Is like, look at... The problem with BAP is what we see on our screen right now. Do you see the problem with BAP right now? Everyone in one giant clump. And he can't even pocket the Echo on an angle, right? So, like, bro, put your freaking Kiriko over here. Your Ana needs to play where she can't get TP'd on. I think the only... Okay, you know what? Actually, chat, hear me out. The reason they're running BAP is because they're scared of TP on Hanzo. That's why. That's why.
There, and that's with the Symmetra teleporter. Getting up there, and that's with the Symmetra teleporter.
I don't know, y'all. This is throw Overwatch.
And that's with the Symmetra teleporter.
Is BAP enough to deny a TP on Hanzo? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think so. No. I mean, the lamp will buy you time for punish, but the BAP himself doesn't really punish the TP. So yeah, you can lose. You'll lose the Hanzo potentially. I mean, he still has lunge and wall climb and on a pocket, but I think you gain so much more pressure as a result. I mean, the window is just in response to the ult. I mean, he misplaces it a little bit, yeah, but like I think Pelican just goose up positionally, and then I have no idea what Houston's doing, y'all. Like I don't even know. Cart's still moving. Ult's used. They're more than willing to trade copy for, you know, for window. I have no idea. Nice shot from Happy. I don't even know where Admiral is. I think Admiral maybe just trolls there. Maybe he peeks top. Maybe he goes for a boop. I think Admiral probably goes for a boop. There's a rollout that you could do. You could boop them off of high ground. That's what I imagine he was going for. That's what I would probably say.
That should slow everything down here for the London Spitfire. They don't have the sound barrier to live through it. Hardy Pin's shoes. Random headshot hitting April. Feeling pretty good about that one. That should slow everything down here for the London Spitfire.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good stall from Fearless. Like, stalling Cart that long is pretty good. I'm curious to see if there's an angle that Backbone could have played on. Yeah, seriously, what does Hottie even pin here? Oh, right into Shu. Where Shu goes for another kamikaze nade, I think.
Maybe it was lucky from Hardy on that one.
He's inside looking for Boop. Oh, so he's like in here, maybe? That must have been where. Replay viewer moment.
By the way, on the side of the Outlaws, which I honestly kind of...
Oh, yeah, good catch.
Unconventional and not expected, but with Shu and Violet both able to sit on this high ground and do just a ton of damage.
London having a hard time pushing Cart, though. London, because the one weakness of this composition is that it doesn't have a lot of good off-angle pressure with the Symmetra and Bastion. It allows you to take space, but it doesn't allow you to take a lot of angles and poke out from multiple. So they're like having a hard time getting rid of Fearless and Cart. So they're gonna... Oh... Backboard is just a little bit... Oh, no, wow. Look at that shot from Happy. Happy shots and then just jumps right... Like, look at this shot from Happy, y'all. Look at this. He jumps off the edge, headshots him on the way down, and then jumps right back on there. That's so stupid. That's actually so stupid. London feeling the heat, though. Right, and the problem with pushing the car is that their comp they'd have to be super creative with it because the comp is not very good at it. If they were running Mei, this would be a lot easier. So it's like they're gonna have to like suffer and try to push Cart a little bit, or find a creative way to take high ground. They're gonna brute force it. They're gonna brute force it. They're gonna brute force it, and it works. It works. So they finally like, all right, guys, this ain't working, y'all. We're just gonna brute force top. It's a Nano and Window and Dragon in response. Not the end of the world for London, even though things are going to get a little messy here. Because that's only one ult for three, actually. Not, so, you know, and Cart's still moving now.
They just need to hold this positioning because London Spitfire, they can't punish them for sitting on this high ground. They have finally reinforced. They still have four.
There's a sim wall. That's just basically for sustain. They're just going to try and live this out as long as they can. That forces... Primal TP is used, though. He tries to use it. There's the BAP window and the teleport. That's a really nice play from London there. They capped. That's a damage boosted right click, I think, on the Hanzo from Symmetra. So right there. Maybe not even. Yeah, right there. You see it? There it is right there. Bam. 200 damage right there.
Almost ends up going down to the wheels mode Bastion.
Hottie on cart.
They're going to first pick onto Happy.
Bastion ult is used. I imagine it's probably going for Ana. I don't know where it goes. Actually, yes, it goes for Ana. And ladies and gentlemen, Sparker wins the day again. 1. Let's watch this in slow motion. 1, 2, and then he doesn't even need the third one, and that's it.
Holding shield on the point.
Nice job.
One kill for the
So Hottie dies here
Bastion, but it's actually
because he gets naded.
first pick onto Happy.
A little too much attention given maybe to the Echo, but it's obviously an impossible situation for Hottie to deal with there.
Pelican.
And in the chaos, that Ana kill is everything, guys. Like, that Ana kill is everything. Like, you're gonna look at that Ana kill.
And they're kind of stuck in this room at this point. You can see Outlaws surrounding them from all
You're gonna look at that Ana kill, and you're gonna go, if Sparker does not get that kill on Ana, I think Houston wins this.
teleport action onto Violet. They just keep finding one after another, and then you're just taking people out.
Fearless lives. I think they get the anti-nade punish.
Backbone finding these random right-click kills.
Now, obviously, London does still lose this, but I'm telling you guys, you can't be sleeping on Bastion ult. It's really important that you do it correctly.
2 seconds to go.
It's fight-losing mistake if you don't. Now, they're going to commit here, which seems a little silly,
Who's going to touch?
but they do have the map for it.
None of those are great options.
Happy has to touch. Happy gets Violet gets annihilated. Happy's dead too. So maybe a little bit silly there from Little Houston. They had the map for it, but not the situation for it. All right, now I have a little bit of secret insight, potentially, what I've heard. I just, heard something, guys, about what happens the last 2 fights here. So what's going to happen is something that you're not going to see on stream because you don't know the status of cooldowns or whatever, right? I have that knowledge. Just, I happen to hear it from down the grapevine. So I will tell you exactly why or what happens.
Oh, that's great if you're the London Spitfire. They dropped an amplification matrix.
I don't know what's going on here. London goes for a TP play. Violet just pops the BAP window. You live and die by the Violet, pretty much. I'll spill it, don't worry. Teleporter. They get underneath. Landon gets very low here.
They're like, okay, yeah, you can have that part.
Teleporter, he's looking for it.
But they get the TP.
Almost. Wyndham.
Huge play, but Hottie's naded.
Not quite getting out of line of sight. Quick.
Now, I could tell you right here what's happening. So Landon is hard pocketing Hottie through BAP window. He does not have his regenerative burst. Hottie does not have shield. Hottie gets a little bit of shield right now, but Admiral's on heal song and not speed. Hottie's shield breaks, but he also doesn't move quickly enough to cover. Landon does not miss a single heal direct shot. But Admiral's on heal when he should have been on speed, and Hottie is a little bit slow. He's not quite as urgent to get to cover. All right? Just unfortunate micro error from Hottie, unfortunate micro error from Admiral.
Still moving.
Hottie dies.
Spitfire do end up losing Hardy, however, as Pelican descends from the skies and helps Happy finish off that kill.
Sim wall is used. Hiding. Nice TP. Great response from Pelican to dodge it. Dragon is used. And really just some nice mechanical play there to be able to clutch that one out for Houston. Now, last fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Running out of time, they don't have the luxury to just
Big pickup from you, Spilo. Guys, I'm so good that I can see, I just know cooldowns without even looking at it.
slowly teleport around the map.
I have that insight. I don't know how I do it, honestly. I don't know how I do it.
Threatening a dive.
All right, now this is really cute too. They're going to teleport past the choke, and they're going to catch Pelican with his pants down. Pelican actually takes damage, but doesn't get healed in time. Watch this. He takes, I think, a right click or an icicle. No, he takes a right click. Pelican gets low. He's screaming, heal me, heal me, heal me. Violet turns on and heals him, but misses his first shot, then hits his second shot, but he doesn't hit a direct. So Pelican is still at 110 HP, then hits a right click. He misses his next shot, and then he dies. Violet is trolling the lobby this map, guys. He's trolling the lobby. Violet is trolling the lobby. He is trolling the lobby this map. He wants his team to lose. He misses, 2 or 3 direct shots at point blank range. And Pelican just dies. Dude, even before the Life Weaver swap, the Mercy play even, and then the Baptiste that did nothing, and then now the Baptiste that's throwing, and then the Life Weaver. I wish we could see his POV, right? All right, now surely London have this, right? Well, maybe not, because Nano and, obviously Nano is really strong with Winston. But hero play. Nano Winston. Hottie says no and walks away and baits nade. They don't even use lamp. Great for London. Great. I mean, surely this is it, right? It's it. It's over, right? Surely. Oh no, Hottie slept. Now again here, I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my secret analyzing vision. All right. My little Hottie had no shield here. Hottie has 0 shield here. Literally 0 shield here, which is why he gets slept here. All right? He does not have shield here. All right? It's incredible that I'm able to surmise that from the footage here, but I'm telling he has 0 shield here. Now, this is the crucial thing, though. He needs speed. He doesn't have speed. He needs lamp and or BAP shift. Landon, again, I'm going to use my invisible macro knowledge here. Landon has both cooldowns right now. Both shift and lamp. So what Hottie's going to do is Hottie is going to be a little bit greedy with the swings there. Maybe should have bounced a little bit further back. But Landon is going to use neither shield and honestly, I don't even know if he has speed boost there from Admiral. They use BAP window, catches London by surprise, and Landon doesn't shift, lamp, nor does Admiral have speed. And Hottie, honestly, maybe doesn't have as much urgency around this corner, but Hottie cannot get out. And that's it. And that's the game. And that's it right there. That's the entire game right there. Micro mistakes from support. It's 2 fights in a row. A little bit from Hottie the first fight. This one I don't think was as much Hottie's fault. And that's the game. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, y'all. So let's just enjoy this. We finally get a halfway decent copy. Force is beat. Pelican hides. He also gets lamp. Force is turret. A lot of chaos force off of that. Now they're going to hit a nade on Admiral. They're not able to get the punish immediately, but they're able to force a lot of space. Pelican's able to get the off angle, and that's going to kill Spark off at the stickies. Very patient, committing now. Backbone's dead. And that's it. So this was the Battle of Overwatch. When I say this was a cataclysmic choke from London Spitfire, that's only telling half the story. I think this is one of the most choke games I have seen from either team. Midtown, just embarrassing from Houston. New Queen Street, embarrassing from Houston. London playing well at a lot of points, but then also just really choking the stuff that you just can't. You just can't. New Junk City, not just the fight, but multiple fights. Antarctic could have gone either way, honestly, but obviously that one big one. And then here, really, I mean, like Houston just completely fumbled the bag repeatedly and gave London a lot of opportunities. So very entertaining match. I think Houston has potential to do well. This was definitely not their day. But London, thankfully, also was not their day either. I think my overall commentary is, as anything, I think both of these teams are solid. I think, if London plays this a little bit cleaner at some pretty basic points, I think this is pretty clearly could be a 3-0 for London. I think also, even Midtown, right, to an extent. I mean, that could have been this really could have been a 3-0 either way. I think everyone's talking about how this could have been the 3-0 for London. This could have been a 3-0 for Houston as well. Like, Midtown was some of the worst dive into brawl performances that I have ever seen in my life. Some of the worst ult economy, some of the worst blades, some of the worst EMPs, some of the worst nanos that I have ever seen. So, like, some of the worst Bastion ults, right, from Happy, right? I mean, it was literally worse than nothing. Like, it would have been honestly better for him not to even use it and just turret form half the time. So I think you could really look back at both these teams and be like, all right, so who's going to, like, actually, step up here? Is it Houston not taking it seriously? Is it London choking? Is it Houston choking? I don't really know. But like I said, like, if either of these teams show up and like, I mean, these teams could really do well. I think especially right now, no team looks bulletproof here, because a lot of the reason why Houston was struggling is they just didn't know how to play versus the Reinhardt. And I don't think there are many teams that will know how to play versus the Reinhardt. I don't think that you would plug in Atlanta Reign in this circumstance, and I don't think Atlanta would do any better. I think Atlanta probably would have done worse. I think Atlanta loses this game. I really do. I think Florida is probably a scarier team. Probably. Boston, I'm unsure. Maybe a map situation. I think the double flex support is something that Houston has going for them, which I think you really like, the double flex support and what London have. But I think London could definitely surprise some folks. Now, London could also fumble the bag and lose to anybody, really. I mean, that's just how it is, right? I think it's not just the nature of London. I think it's just the nature of, like, the meta being in swing. I think the only team that you could probably predict to do pretty well is Florida, and everything else goes. Anything else goes. And the only reason I say Florida is because Florida feels like the team that it doesn't panic when things get a little bit messy generally. But Florida has also choked games too, so it really could be honestly anything. Yeah, really good game. Very interested to see. I think unquestionably Ana Kiriko is the play versus these brawl comps. But I don't think it's a free win. And I also don't think a lot of teams can play the Ana Kiriko. They just don't have Violet on Kiriko. Crisp? No, I don't think it was an excuse. I think it's true. I mean, you're already in, so why would you put a lot of time prepping into this match? But I also don't think that, like, even if they had put a lot of prep into this match, how do you prep for London? I mean, you just don't. So it's not like, oh, Houston would have prepped for this match, the result would have been significantly different. I don't think so. I think maybe they would have spent a little bit more time talking about the ult matchups that may or may not have had an impact, but I think, like, I mean, yeah. So, yeah. Any questions, y'all? Yeah, I mean, honestly, yeah, Happy's Bastion ults were really problematic, and his grenades were really problematic. Sparker was definitely the better Bastion with both the grenades and the ults. The turret timing, I didn't pay as much attention to. That's a very important one as well. But definitely, Sparker gets the thumbs up for the better Bastion in this one. I don't think anybody I think it's always hard, I think Landon played pretty well. I think it's just, BAP is just never going to be, BAP, you're always going to be made fun of. You're always going to be, oh, that was late, or you died first there. So poor Landon, even Violet, right? The second he goes BAP, we're making fun of him, right? So do you think Iliari is good versus the brawl? I think it's decent, yeah. I think it's decent. I would be curious to see if, like, something like an Iliari, Kiriko, Doom could work. The problem with Iliari, I would also be curious to see if an Orisa with Iliari could work. She really has to play like a full DPS there, so you need a tank that doesn't need a pocket. But then it might be that the Kiriko is just better. The problem with the Iliari is she is rushable. That's the only weakness. Is she has mobility, but she doesn't have Kiriko level mobility. How would I sum up this match? Just who is going to choke the worst, really? Who is going to choke the worst? London choked in, like, overtime situations or fights where they had a huge advantage. Houston choked. I wouldn't even say Houston choked. Houston was just completely clueless. For London, it felt like more like a goofy error, individual mistake. Oh no, I fumbled in the moment. I should have clutched that one out. Houston, for the most part, and that was through all of New Junk City. I think that was through a lot of points, even in Dorado. Houston just didn't look like they didn't know what they were doing. Do you think it has potential to be up on Kiriko? Yeah, it does. I mean, you could make a good argument that Iliari is pretty good versus the Anakiriko. I'm thinking, but yeah, it could work. Why Glads were bad this half the season? I don't know, guys. I just don't know. Their dive timing was terrible. Kevster was unable to find like a character. Like Kevster has not performed well this whole season partially due to the meta, partially due to the hero picks that he's been on. Marvel really struggled to adjust. I don't think Cal has played particularly well. I don't think Cal's played particularly poorly, but I don't think Cal has necessarily solved their support issues. I think Funny Asters had a decent year, but like I think Glad's issues are far too numerous and complex for me to just boil down. And I think a lot of that is also we don't have any insight as to what's going on behind the scenes, and that's usually a very, very important part of how things, especially for a team that's struggling. Will I review the EU Contenders Finals? Maybe. I want to. I just don't know if I have time. How do you feel about burst damage heroes being played more? I mean, it's just Iliari. Iliari is forcing those burst damage characters to play more. Iliari isn't even stepping foot into this match, and she's already had impact. Now, would London have changed up things? Maybe, maybe not. But London is not a dive team. If London had been a dive team, we might have seen Iliari. I don't know if Houston, like I said, Houston probably doesn't play Iliari. And actually, this is a terrible example because actually I don't know if Iliari would have affected this match because this team refuses to play Iliari for obvious reasons, and this team refuses to play Iliari for less obvious reasons, which I talked about in that one video. Apparently, they were struggling on Iliari. Is Genji seeing a surprise increase? I don't think it's Genji's good versus Bastion, but Genji's also decent versus Iliari. It's not that Genji's good versus Iliari, but Tracer and Sombra are worse to an extent. That's why. Genji doesn't demand as much ranged pocket, so he synergizes better with Iliari a little bit better, and also he can actually like reliably break pylon and such. Deflect works well. You could break pylon consistently because you have much better poke range. You don't need permanent pocket. If Iliari shoots you once, you don't immediately have to just completely give up. You can just hold the angle and get pocket. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. But basically, people need to play a flanker of sorts, and Genji just is one of the ones that act. What do you guys think? I don't even know if I can do that one, actually. The way he's doing it is sick. Actually, I'm trying to think, what would be the easiest way to do this? His one-arm push-ups are crazy, actually. Like, look how he does, like, the crazy. Like, whoa. I don't even know. Wait, I could try. I've never done this before. I'll give it a go. I gotta use my rug because I don't want to trash my elbows. So, like, bro, I don't even know. Like, oh, gosh. Ah! Wait, he goes like, wait. How does he do it? Dude, I'm like, wait, there's no way! There's no way, man! There's no way! How does he do that? So he goes like here, which I can't even do. Like he's like, dude, how? Like I can, oh my gosh! One! Holy crap! One! See, this guy's a calisthenics dude. Do you guys remember calisthenics? Do you remember calisthenics from like the mid to late 2000s? This is called a planche. This is called a planche right here. I used to do a little bit of calisthenics, a little bit. I can still do a pullover. I used to be able to do a little bit of this, not quite this level. I could do a little bit of this stuff back in the day. Nothing really very high level though. But this is unbelievable strength and technique. He's cheating. Dang it, man. I was so impressed. I was like, there's no way this guy's doing this. He's cheating. Balance your weight that well. Yeah, this is green screened.
And one day, you can do it too. Anything is possible.
Okay. Dude, some of those, wait, was it bar stars? Dude, these guys are crazy, y'all. Y'all. Classic, man. Check this out. Dude, this is a throwback. I used to be able to do, okay, I will say this. I used to be able to do, you guys know what a muscle up is, right? I can still do a muscle up. I can still do one of these. But,
Yo, I can't do a muscle up yet.
just show me a muscle up. Okay, here we go. This is a muscle up right here. I used to be able to do a slow motion muscle up. A slow motion muscle up like that, all in one motion. I can still do muscle ups, but I can't do that anymore. But dude, check this out.
I ain't done yet, so look out. You know how I want to look. And I ain't done yet, so look out for some more stuff. How we go?
That's just crazy, man.
I don't like that. Think first, and you let me fix it.
Check it.
Like pretty much leave down, basically.
Check it. Shoot. Was it this one? There's one that was crazy. Yeah, these guys are nuts. This calisthenic foolishness. I mean, what is that, man? What is that? That's not human! Dude, he's landing on his forearms! What is that? Oh! Yeah, that's a pullover. I could do this. I think I can still maybe do this. One arm pull-ups and all that nonsense, dude. That's actually crazy. But guys, show you guys a planche.
Most people that when I get here,
That's kind of what the guy was doing. And you can do push-ups out of them, but just not quite the full range of motion that guy was doing, which is why I was like immediately suspicious. And I'm like, yeah, jeez, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. The thing about those things, though, is it's not just strength or like, oh, core strength. It's like an actually very specific, like lower abs, shoulder, wrist strength. Just doing push-ups ain't gonna get it. You actually have to like do it like so much like warm-up work to even get to there. So like it's actually unreal. So like it's way, way more than just, do push-ups and you'll get stronger. Because you could do a lot of push-ups and you won't be able to do that. Because I can do like 80 push-ups in a row on a good day. But I can't do that. Where do you start? Well, you need to start with being able to do pull-ups. Like a base strength level is helpful. And then there's a lot of other videos that talk about it. But like, and then moving on to different parts. Like for me, the key to muscle-ups was doing chest to bar pull-ups, right? And then doing like assisted pull-ups and stuff like that. Yeah. All right, chat. I'm gonna head out. Loves and kisses. It's been good. Fun match. Was juicy. Was real juicy. I guess I'll chat with you guys later then. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Oh, I need to let you guys know. Be here on Thursday because we're doing the real juice on Thursday. We'll have the rework project. Y'all remember that? It's coming back on Thursday. I'm going to make a tweet about it tomorrow. So stay tuned in the Discord. We're going to open up the channel again. But this time, it's support, specifically Moira and Mercy. I will also need heroes for slight tweaks for BAP, Lifeweaver, Ana, and Zen. But Moira and Mercy time. More Mercy. And then we'll be going over all of them on Thursday. So we have our work cut out for you. Yeah. So, yeah. All right, guys. Jump in the raid. We're going to toss the raid over to Emiliath. Loves and kisses. I'll chat with you guys on Thursday. Spot a lot.